a point of view that you have about life. So you take certain things that you do every day, and instead of thinking about, I'll use the gym for an example. Instead of thinking, damn, I have to go to the gym.
I get to
be able to do this. I get to get up every day and do this. Some people don't have, you know what I mean, to be able to get up and work.
Welcome to Clocked In Podcast. Episode what? Is this 55?
55.
Yeah.
Yo, I can't
55. Oh, don't tell me.
No, I'm good.
You good? Say that.
Welcome back, guys. Another episode of Clocked In Podcast.
55, man.
Episode 55. My name is
Your
Kenny.
name is Lewis? I didn't know that.
My name is Kenny.
My name is Lewis. And we have a special guest here today, man. Y'all probably seen him on some early ones. Introduce yourself, man.
Christopher. Yes, sir. My name is Christopher, man.
The one and only Christopher.
Yes, sir, man.
Let's clock in, bro.
No, I can't. Speak?
What?
All right, we good. Put my volume up a little.
Are you just tweaking now, bro?
No, it's just mine. Mine was a little low. Now I hear it better. We good.
Can we clock in?
Yeah, man. Let's clock in. Clocked In Podcast is now on their way, man. Before we get started, Kenny, let them know.
We're on the clock. Find us in any podcast platform. Wherever you get your podcast from, we're there.
Yes, sir.
And also hit up that Patreon, man. We're trying to grow the Patreon too.
Let's go, man. Hit up the Instagram, the Clips channel.
You subscribe to the Patreon?
$7.99.
I always thought you guys were joking about that. You actually have one?
Bro,
I didn't see the link, bro. I never see the link.
Nah, we fucking with you.
I never see the link is there. I swear I looked at it. I'm like, no way they have a picture of it.
You look on the link tree, bro. Come on, man. Hey,
no filter talks.
We hit 50 followers or 50 subscribers on the Clips channel, so let's do a little clap.
Can I?
No, don't hit that shit. That shit loud as fuck, bro. I'm good.
I don't even know.
But thank y'all for 50 subscribers on the Clips channel. What else? Go tune into the Instagram. Get us to 1,000 followers on Instagram. What else we gotta say? Anything else?
Man, let's get to talking, bro.
Let's get to talking.
We wanted to talk.
Let's go,
I
man.
haven't talked.
You good, man? You comfortable?
I'm sure.
It's gonna be a good conversation.
Always.
Been trying to have Chris on the podcast for so long, so I just waited till he was like, "Yo, when you gonna have me on the podcast?" I was like, "Okay, there we go. There we go.
High quality conversation with you guys,
sir,
always, man.
Yeah.
Well, not before we started the podcast.
Yeah.
Oh no.
That was some nonsense. I'm sorry about that. That was some nonsense. But we just had to talk about it. But I wanted to bring something up before you go, Kenny.
Go ahead.
So remember how we were in the gym and I was telling you that I was gonna say some shit on the podcast, right? All right. So can I tell them the scenario? What happened?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, so we were doing, what was it, dumbbell shoulders?
Shoulder press,
dumbbell shoulder press. And my boy Chris, he hit, I think it was like 9 reps, right? He had 9 reps, and I was like, go for 12. Was it 12? It was 12, right?
Yeah.
And then he was like, okay. And he hit it. He went again, and he hit 1. And then on the second one, like, I don't know if your shoulder tweaked or some shit, but then he like dropped it.
She got kind of heavy, man.
I'm like, nah, you're not done, bro. Give me 3 more. And then he was like, nah, I don't think I could do it. And I was like, bro, give me 3 more. You're not done. And then that's when I said, yo, you got to hit these 3 because if I get to the podcast and I say what I'm about to say now, you're going to be mad at yourself. And he was like, shit, fuck it. So he went in there, he hit his 3, and then, we're here.
Got to.
So what I wanted to say is, right? So I seen this thing yesterday. It was this, who was it? Andrew Tate thing, right? Always got to mention the GOAT. Free him. Yo, actually, before we even get to that, sorry, I'm rambling, but y'all saw the females that has framed him?
No.
Yeah, the text messages got released.
Yeah, the WhatsApp.
They dead as were framing.
They had like a little sound bit of.
No.
It was like
new. This is like transcripts of like the females talking
messages.
about,
They
set
were
them
like,
up, this and that.
They were like, I'll be back. I gotta go cry and shit.
Some crazy
like
shit.
when he got arrested, they set that up.
No, they set up
everything.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Nah, I gotta read into that.
Yeah, I seen it on Twitter.
Yeah,
but everybody was reposting it. All the YouTubers, everybody was reposting that shit.
All I seen was the last thing I saw was when they were talking about how he was like convincing them to come, and they were trying to prove that as trafficking. Like when they were trying to convince him to come to get married.
That was some fake shit though. They used the AI.
Yes, bro. They make it sound like
his voice.
They made the AI shit.
It did sound kind of fake though.
Yeah, bro. Come on.
I see that.
No, in the transcripts you can see the girls like, "Oh, are you a good actress? Like, we're about to make so much money off of this and that." Like, it's fucked up. But females really be playing with somebody's freedom is different though. Like that man has been locked up for 2 months, bro.
You seen his face, his beard, and everything.
Bro. Yeah, and I'm pretty sure Tristan just had a kid, and he hasn't seen it because he's been in jail.
Really?
Yeah.
No, that AI is dangerous, man.
Bro, what? I seen some shit with Joe Rogan saying some shit, like, bro. But either way, so he was saying, right? He was like,
out of control.
People people always use another person as their enemy, and that's the wrong way to look at things, right? Because your enemy should always be yourself. So he gave this example. He said, and I want everybody out there who's listening right now, pay attention to this, right? So he said, you take a piece of paper and you create a character. You create your nemesis. Somebody who's the exact same person as you, but better. Okay. You know what I'm saying? And that's your enemy. That's the person who you have to fight against. You know how, like, superheroes and villains, there's always that dynamic. Yeah. The villain is that person that you're fighting against, and you want to be the hero, right? So you would take a list and he said you write down at least 30 things that you do on a daily basis that person would do more than you. So for example, those reps at the gym, that new version of you would have done those 13 if you stopped, Yeah. So you would look at that and you'll be like, yo, I can't let him beat me, because that's the better version of you. That's the person who you're up against. So that's why I was like, yo, you can't stop. You got to keep going. Because in my head, I'm like, yo, that better version of you, hit those reps. You know what I'm saying? So you got to keep writing down, because a regular person will write like 6-7 things and then they'll stop. But like, no, you got to come up with 30 at least of what can it be. So for example, you could say you hop in the cold shower and you hop in the shower and you want to take a warm shower. Your competitor didn't. He hopped in that cold shower, turned that shit on, no questions asked. If you're walking down the street, you see a girl you like, your competitor went and talked to that girl, or a group of girls, for example. Let's say you're scared that the other girls might start talking about you or some shit, or like make fun of you. Your competitor went up to them and fucked two of them at least. You know what I'm saying? It's
no thoughts about it.
It's a dynamic that you could use to better yourself on a day-to-day basis. And I started using it yesterday. I was like, yo, this shit could work, if you actually implement it correctly. So what do y'all think about that?
I think it's a good point. I think it's an interesting way to look at it, definitely. And it's something that I was thinking about too, like having one of those shower thoughts. I know you talk about that a lot. Mm-hmm. Interesting times, man. And I was thinking how you're always going to be at war with yourself in life through anything. And it's kind of like, why wouldn't you use different games, different tricks? It's like to kind of make things easier on yourself. Mm-hmm. And because there's always that voice that you're kind of battling against. So why don't you're kind of tricking yourself into doing the right thing a lot of times. So Justin Waller talks about it a lot, that voice in your head. And I think that some people might think that's kind of corny, playing little games with yourself, but I'd rather do that to become a better version of myself every single day, instead of what I think is corny later down the road, where you can't even provide for your own family, or you can't do a certain thing because you didn't want to put in the extra work.
Exactly.
So I think that's a great way to definitely better yourself.
Mm-hmm. Growing up, I always had this thing where I'll be nervous or I'll always think too much before I actually ask something. Like, I'll give you an example. If I wanted to sleep over at my friend's house or whatever, I will always think, what is the best way for me to ask my parents, or when should I, or what are the best words? Yeah, what are the best words that I could choose in order to tell them? Mm-hmm. And at some point I was like, man, they're either gonna say yes or no. They say yes, I do that. They say no, I'll go back to my house, my bed, sleep by myself, do what I want. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I can control what I could say, but I cannot control the outcome. So I can't control what my parents are gonna say. Even if I start crying, yo, let me please, they're not gonna be like, no, bro, you're not. It's that simple. So I just went, you know what? I'm gonna just ask away, whatever it is. And even to this day, I catch myself thinking like, when should I say this? When is the best time, or what are the words that I should use? I just be asking questions, bro. Should we do this? No, all right. Yes, all right, bet. You know what I mean?
Most definitely.
Yeah. That's how I overcame that.
Yeah.
Problem.
No, I think that's like really clever in a way, because people are gonna. You don't really notice how often you put things off, or how quickly people give up on things. Let's say, for example, how you were doing the diet. Like a normal person, when we were in that restaurant, would have gave in and ate.
I was very close.
Most definitely. And that's very respectable.
You know what I'm saying? So somebody, say for example, you had that thought in your head and you were like, no, my competitor would have been whatever. You got to make up like a whole name and everything. It was like one of his leak courses or whatever. I found a video. It got taken down in like 20 minutes, but she got me tight. But you got to make a name for him. He's the same exact person as you, same genetic code, same height, same everything, but he just does everything better. And he got more money. He's more brolic than you. Like every everything that you could think of yourself better, right? So you're using that as a motivation instead of using an outside person. You know how somebody will look at like somebody like Drake or some shit like that.
I was about to say, yeah.
They'll be angry at another person, but in reality, you should be battling yourself, not comparing yourself to that other person. Compare yourself to the best version of yourself. So I've been using that yesterday. I turned that water on, didn't even think about a warm shower. It was like, fuck it. My competitor would have hopped in there and not even thought about that shit.
Kind of like a role model version of yourself, but
exactly.
You don't have to look to anybody. That's a good point.
Yeah. No, I just wanted to hit that because in the gym, I said, Chris, hit them fucking reps. You gonna hit them reps, and he hit them reps. I don't know if his shoulder gonna be the same tomorrow, but
shit was getting loose. I'm not gonna lie, it was getting sticky in there, man.
In 2 days, I'm gonna ask you in 2 days. I'm gonna text you, be like, yo, how your shit?
It's weird though. Now I started getting sore 2 days after. It used to be like the day after,
it's
or
2 days. For
me. I don't know. It's just changing up a little bit.
Yeah,
I don't know what's going on.
I did tests I hadn't done like flies in a minute. I walked out of the gym sore.
That's what I mean. Like sometimes it's like that, but sometimes it's you don't feel nothing for 2 days after.
No, on the second day, after I wake up on that second day, that's when I
serious.
feel that shit. Yeah, I mean, that's when you start feeling shit. But you said you had a bunch of shit you wanted to talk about today. I got a couple more, but
I wanted to ask you guys something without getting too personal. Y'all both know like what y'all want to do in life, right? Y'all know what you want to be in life.
Yes, sir.
Good idea, yeah.
Yeah, no, right? Like you don't have to. But my question should be, what's stopping you from getting there?
I'm pulling it. You good?
What's stopping you from getting there?
Time.
That's one. Time is most definitely one that you can't change for sure.
Time is the only. I was thinking about this too. Time is the only like
obstacle.
Yes, but time is the only right answer that I will allow. Like any other answer is like,
that you can't control. You're saying
you can't control time. Right. You know what I mean?
I think in terms of ones that you can control, but are probably the most difficult, would be consistency, definitely. But that comes down to your personal choice and your and your work ethic.
I agree on that.
What else could be stopping you? I guess personal circumstances in your life with your family. You know, like some things you can't control.
But those are like minor setbacks. Like you could just...
Yeah, exactly. Those are temporary, right? But in terms of like you're saying like achieving your life goals, for example, I think honestly, it's just staying consistent in time, man.
Time, yeah.
Not losing sight of your vision. That's
desires,
another one.
Being able to fight away desires.
Yeah.
Or not desire, temptations.
Those vices and temptations. Being able to... But that's also falls kind of into being consistently staying away from that stuff.
That's a fact. Because, bro, honestly, like I said in that quote, I remember the quote I used for last episode?
Yeah.
I got to find it. I don't remember what it was.
You made a clip out of that.
Yeah, but I don't want to, like, have the whole clip. Fuck it. Oh. Where is it? So...
Michael, with the courage to begin and the discipline to endure, victories become a matter of time. And I should explain it.
You know what I'm saying? So, like, as long as you start and you keep going, it's only a matter of time till God gives you what you deserve. You know what I'm saying?
You know, it's funny.
I gotta stop saying you know what I'm saying. That's just getting tight.
I'll tell you guys a funny story that happened to me. Yeah. I believe it was Tuesday. I went to a job. It was a spot where they do the massage and all that stuff.
Yeah. So
I went to the job, right?
He gave you the happy ending?
No. So listen. I went to the job. I told the customer the price. They were like, the price is too high. We don't want the...
We don't do those.
They didn't want the job work?
They said
Did
the
you
price
already
was too
do the
high.
job or no?
No.
Okay,
I told them the price before I actually started working. So I told them the price. They're like, it's too much. I was like, I'm going to talk to my manager. I'll come back with a better price and then we could talk. He's like, all right, bet. So I went out, called my manager, So I came back and I was like, I could do it for $500.
What was the job? I'm curious.
No, it was just cleaning something.
Okay.
And she said, I will only do it if it's $300. And I was saying, I can't do that because I get paid by commission. And $300 my commission, it's not gonna be. I'm wasting my time literally.
Yeah.
So I was like, no, I can't do that, man. And then another lady comes. I'll give you a free massage. Plus the $300. I was like, no, I don't do those. And then there was another lady. That said, I'll do it. No, do it, and I'll tell you your future, something like that.
Oh, she's gonna do the palm reading.
She was gonna do the palm reading, and I was like, oh, that's definitely. I'm super good at that. And she was like, why? Like, you scared?
I believe in God.
I was like, bro, Bro, so I said, she was like, "Are you scared?" I was like, "I'm not scared." She was like, "You don't want to know your future?" I was like, honestly, I know my future. I know what my future is gonna look like. Bro, there's no way. Like, bro, I've been through so much. I've been through everything, bro. I've been putting so much work in. There's no way that my future is not gonna be what I want it to be, bro. Like, it cannot not happen. It cannot happen. You know what I mean?
I'd like to hear that.
I would say, bro, like, I don't really care if the moon comes out from the west. The moon, I don't care. No, I don't care about that, bro.
If a meteor comes,
bro, I don't care about that. I'm sorry. And I was like, no disrespect to your
you're
profession.
talking about like the zodiac shit?
Yeah, zodiac signs,
the rising or
the
whatever.
rising suns. I was like, bro, no disrespect to your profession.
I think so.
But like, bro, like, not only that, bro, and I'm not trying to get too religious, but I'm with God, bro. Behind me, in front of me, to my sides, like, I don't want to know none of that. But I know my future is gonna look bright, and I know my future is going. I'm working towards my future, so I don't want to. No spoilers. I'm good. I don't want none of that.
No, I respect that because honestly, like I just told you, it's like, you know, you have a plan, but God's plan is better than what you got in store.
Most
you know,
definitely.
he knows what he's gonna give you more than you want.
That's why I asked you, like, what's gonna stop me?
Nothing. I don't think
Besides
there's
myself, like honestly speaking,
the only person that can stop you is literally you.
That's what I'm saying. Honestly speaking, like, what can stop me from? That's why I asked you, like, what's stopping you? Because to me,
nada.
Only time is the thing that stopping me in a way that I can't control. Because I cannot, obviously, I can't jump in 5 years or, you know.
And you may not think like you have that plan in your head, and you may not think that his path might be what you think exactly that you're gonna be doing. You might, like, I was always told type shit. Like, my parents always told me, I'm using this as an example, they always told me, like, you never know what job you're gonna be working. And I always
my
thought,
dad
like,
always said that too.
Like, I always thought, like, I would never allow myself to do certain things.
I had the same thought.
But but it's like, but I think
yes, but no.
Yes but no. Like, then I started becoming a little bit more humble and more understanding of, like, sometimes, like, people waste their, I was listening to something today, it's like, people waste their time at their jobs. Like, obviously nobody wants to be working a job to be doing for somebody else and doing shit that we don't want to do, right?
Obviously, I would say, like, some people just are okay with that. But
some
I get
people
what you're
are
saying.
okay, but for the most part, people just go to work, do it, and complain about it. A lot of people. Yeah. Right? There's so many things that you could be learning in these jobs, and you think that the path that you're on is not for you, or it's wasting your time, but you could be, and I'm using that to kind of relay into something else real quick. It's like, I was listening to something today that, for example, all three of us have an interest and a love for business, obviously. And it's like, how can you go to a job and have that thought in your head that you might want to own a business one day, but you're not even trying to observe
how the business you're working at is working.
How they're working, using skills that these people have. And you kind of play them off like, oh, fuck my boss type thing or whatever. But you're not picking up on skills that they use.
It's a fact.
Or learning how they run their business, how they make it more efficient. But touching back to what you said about the God part is like, you know the plan that you have, but sometimes it might not seem like it's the right way. You know what I mean?
No, I completely understand that. Like, it's always, you know, God's plan over your plan. But even that, like, whatever, I'm a believer that God has nothing but good things in store. So whether it's not what I want, it's always gonna end up being a good thing. It's something that I've been hearing a lot recently. It's like you said it before this, but you put it in a different context. Don't let the good stuff hold you to the better stuff, or. You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Don't let a girlfriend stop you from finding a wife.
You had to say it.
I wasn't even in the room when he said that.
So is this guy, man.
I knew it. It does make sense though, bro, because like a lot of people do stop their own blessings. You know, it's like self-sabotage in a way.
And obviously, I didn't sell the job. If anything, they hated me.
No, that's crazy, bro. Because people really try to undervalue your work, and it's crazy.
No, but it's like
you can't let them do that.
And it's like, I know y'all don't. This is not for y'all. It's for the audience, bro. If you believe on zodiac signs, if you believe on
the moon rising
and stuff, bro. You not only you wasting your time, but you like, bro. You're a loser, bro.
Say it with more confidence.
Bro, you a loser, bro, because you really,
It's gonna be a clip.
bro, you really, like, not for real, because you really,
Yeah.
like, yo, you putting your whole life on a piece. You putting not only on another person dictating what your future's gonna look like.
You're like allowing them to predetermine.
Bro, you telling me
without
that if I
even-
pull a car and it says poor, you're gonna be poor?
I guess.
If you pull a car, if I pull a car,
Using
no,
their logic,
bro.
yeah.
No, bro, no.
Sounds crazy.
I don't agree
To
with
me,
it, bro.
it's
But
insane,
It's popular,
bro.
man. I'll tell you.
oh,
that.
yeah,
get it.
for
No.
sure, bro. You know how much money the people that I know on TikTok they be having the shit where you scroll and they like do the readings and shit and they'll be like, oh, $25. I'll be like, yo, what? And they had like at least 300 people on their stream. You know how you can stream on TikTok?
Like lives?
They be doing that. Yeah.
They send them gifts and shit.
Yeah, so they'll be like, send 25 to my Cash App or some
Wow.
shit, and then they'll pick
Oh,
your
yeah.
name and do it. No, they just do it, and then you'll
Yo,
see
that's
like
a
200
scam.
people on the thing, and they'll be like, "Oh, you're." I seen it today, and it was like, "Am I gonna be pregnant?" And then,
Oh my
and
goodness.
the lady was like, "No." I was like, "Yo, what the fuck?"
I would do that.
So if
that's
you
the case,
so if you keep fucking with no condom, they're not gonna get pregnant.
bro. That's
mean-
what I'm saying. It just
I
it's
don't know,
crazy
bro.
to me, bro. And
I don't get it.
To me, that's insane.
I don't know, but
I'm not trying to disrespect nobody though, but it's like,
no. To get back on the topic of people really try to undervalue your shit, bro. I know I had the conversation with you. I didn't tell you. I'm not gonna talk too much about it, but let's just say somebody came up and they wanted my work for their business, right?
mm-hmm.
And then they wanted a certain amount of edits exactly, and it was the amount where it was gonna take a lot of time. So I was like, if there's gonna take that much time, you're paying the price. You know what? I stopped myself. I was gonna say it. You're gonna pay the price, and I'm not going down because it's gonna take a majority of my time. I already have a full-time job. I work out. I got this going on. Then I'm already posting on my Instagram for my own brand. So it's like I gotta balance all these things. If I'm gonna put my time and effort into this, I gotta get a benefit from it. So
Yeah.
I gave him my price, and then he was like, "Nah." He wrote a whole sentence, or not a whole sentence, a whole paragraph. But he was like, "It's not the right time for my business." I was like, "I respect it. You know, always be smart with your business. Honestly, if the numbers ain't adding up, I respect it." But that goes to say, anybody who's out there working and putting their time and effort into something, and you have your set price, don't go below that.
Know your worth.
Know your
man.
worth for a fact, because people will
sure.
try to take advantage of you. Really, because bro,
Know your worth.
if I were to do it, and I were to bring that price down, bro, I was basically gonna become a slave. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I was gonna say you know what I'm saying, but I said you get what I'm saying. But,
But
you gotta work for your shit, bro. And if you honestly are putting in the time and you know that your shit is worth it, don't let nobody tell you that shit.
no, it is true. It just people sometimes, and bro, when I work to these jobs, bro, people really expect me to do the job. Everything for like 100. Everything they think that everything is 100.
It costs like $50 to get out
plumbing?
the house, bro.
Bro, it's like,
For plumbing though,
yeah, no, that's serious,
Come on,
man.
bro.
Come on.
bro, like, and it's like, if I was to be the customer, I'd be like, damn, you're charging me a lot. But you gotta understand though that
it's more fucked up when it's a business though. Like you're making money, and this is something that could help you. Like the
That's what I
plumbing
was
is
gonna
gonna
say,
help.
though. I was
Okay,
gonna
yeah,
say
If
that.
your plumbing
I
is
see the
fucked
difference.
up,
Yep.
and then the same thing with my stuff. If you're gonna be a business and you want to have a presence online, you need video. And we've talked about this. Like, bro, video isn't going anywhere, especially if it's advertisement and it's consistent. And if it's good quality and you keep on posting, it's just gonna bring more people, more eyes into your product. So honestly, it could bring 5% of the people, 3% of people who are actually watching whatever it is. If it's gonna be a smart business move, try it once. If that shit doesn't work,
Right.
cut it off. But that's crazy.
when it
If you
comes
got
to
like holes in
plumbing-
the ceiling and shit, that shit's leaking,
Bro,
and you're not gonna
when-
fix it
no.
because it's $300. Like, come on, bro.
when it comes to
That's
plumbing,
insane.
bro, it's like I tell them every time, bro. If it was for me, if I was to put the prices, I would. Of course, I'll
You're
help
not
you out.
doing
But
it for 100.
it's a flat rate. A flat rate. I don't make the prices. Not only that,
You doing it for 100
you
though?
already hell no. Not only that, you already got me here, right?
It was an emergency.
No, this one, the one I'm talking about, it wasn't.
The one yesterday was though.
The one yesterday was. But I'm saying, like, you already got me here, right?
Yeah.
I'm ready. I know what it is. You wasted all your time telling me.
Yeah.
Like, you're gonna call somebody else that might take a longer time than me. I'm already here, bro. You know what I mean?
Get it
Like,
done.
I'll guarantee you a good job. Plus, we'll give out guarantees for 6 months, whatever
Right,
it is.
right.
Like,
But you also gotta say, like, let's say from your point of view, let me ask you this: is like, if you have your business and it's not an emergency, let's say, would you think it's smarter to get multiple quotes and see depending on the
As a consumer?
how big the job is?
As a consumer or as the business owner?
No, as a business, because at the end of the day, you have a business. But even in your own house, let's say
like if I'm the
you're gonna
consumer,
go with
I
the
have to get different quotes. Yeah, that's
what
the
I mean.
smartest
Like,
way to go.
You're not
around
just gonna go with the
Right.
first quote.
No, I understand
What do you
that.
think about
But
that?
let's say, the sample that I'm talking about, this family had the kitchen sink clogged. Like they cannot use the kitchen sink.
Okay.
So like it's not an emergency, but you do need to clean unclogged, right? So like I'm already here. I'll do this job for you. I understand. If you want to call somebody else, it's not really my problem. Like I'm cool. I'll walk out and
You get paid out of the
go
way,
into
right?
my other job. But like I'm already there.
Might as well do it.
To me, like to me, it's a waste of time to call another company or just do your research. Like, you know what I mean? I mean,
Get quotes before. Type
Right,
shit.
right.
I'm pretty
You know
sure
what I
they
mean?
would have sent you a picture. Could you do it through a picture? Like if they would have took like specific pictures that you
Well,
give them a
that's
quote
that's
like
the
that?
thing that you should never do it through just looking at
Picture.
pictures
Yeah, I
because
mean,
it's
shit.
always something
I
else.
used to get an estimate though.
Yeah, but one thing that I learned every time I go to a family, I always talk to the guy, and once the wife leave, I'm like, bro, like, are you really gonna listen to her? Like, who's really? I don't tell them, but
Yeah, I
I put
noticed
them on the
that.
spot where it's like, right? I put them on the spot where it's like,
You have
who's the
to.
man? Like, are you the man or she the man?
Yeah, you
'Cause
have
if you
to.
are, you made the decision.
You
You,
gotta
know what I mean?
upsell,
Like,
too.
you feel me?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's so many tricks.
No, I get it. It's like, I see that kind of with my parents too. Sometimes 'cause it's like my mom, for example, like they think a little more just emotionally. Like I want this done. I want type shit, or like no, I don't need that type thing. Like my dad a little bit. You got to think more. You got to think about. But that's kind of just a logic and emotion type thing difference. But I see how you got to play on that with sales. You know?
Yeah, like when it comes to that, I honestly got better at selling stuff. I'll give you another example. I went to another customer and the guy was like, "Well, I gotta talk about with my wife." I'm like, "Oh yeah, that's fine. You think you're gonna do it like today?" He was like, "Well, I'll do it tonight." I was like, "Alright, fine. Here's my number. Just out of curiosity, like." So I told the guy, I was like, "Yeah, for sure. Take your time. Just out of curiosity, like, how long it's gonna take you? A week, 2 weeks, a month, 3 months?" Because I'm joking.
Yeah.
No. It probably take me just a couple hours. I'm like, all right. And every time they hit me with the price, every time somebody tells you, no, that's too high, you gotta tell them what's the highest or what's the price you could do. And just work out with them. Well, especially in my case, I can't really do that because, like I said, I have a price that I cannot
Go on there.
never. But when it comes, like, if I was my business, because what you really want as a business owner is you want to sell.
Right.
You don't want
Sales is everything.
you don't want to do it for a price for an amount that you're not gonna get as much. But
Yeah.
you, even if that, like, you at least starting, you want to have like a customers
A base.
base, right? You want to have a multiple customers. So I understand why. You know who's really good at that?
Jordan Belfort.
No,
Fucking amazing.
King Keto. What's his name?
What does he do?
Brandon
Carter.
Brandon
Oh,
Carter.
Brandon Carter.
He's
Yeah,
really
yeah.
good at
No,
that.
he's a salesman, but the best salesman ever, man. Is
Yeah,
that
yeah.
what's his name? Jordan Belfort. That man is different when it comes to selling.
Most definitely.
Yeah, the Wolf of Wall Street himself. But I was gonna
Sales
say
is
some
key,
tactics
man.
too.
Sales is key.
Oh, then they're there. But either way, like for example, something that you
He's
can
a
do
beacon.
is let's say you have your price. You just go over your price and be like, nah, I'm gonna knock it down for you, but you just go back to your own price.
That's what we do too.
Absolutely.
But
Yeah.
I mean, that's
Um,
something that we always do. Like, let's say the price is like 600. We're like, yeah, we
Yeah,
should do it for
800.
7, but I'll give you 100. Yeah, so they don't complain.
But that also depends on just the amount of work. It's like if it's gonna be
Nah,
a
but
certain amount of work where it's gonna be too much, bro, make them pay your price.
I don't want to. But bro, there are some people I don't know how they do it, bro. But they be charging so much money for like for
little
something
shit.
that I would charge 500. They charge double. They charge,
band.
bro. I'm like, yo, how do you do it, bro?
Just sales,
I
bro.
don't know how to do it.
Yeah.
I don't know how to do that.
Yeah,
But
but that goes
You can
back
get
to what
away
you're
with a
saying.
lot of stuff, man.
Oh yeah, but you
how
never
to
know if you
sell,
don't
bro.
try.
Almost definitely.
Yeah.
And it's funny because my managers, like, if let's say something was 500, right, and you sell it for 800.
Yeah, absolutely.
Congrats. You gave me money.
Yeah, yeah.
If you do it for under 5, they be like, yo, they have a talk in the office.
That's fucked
And then
up.
they be like, yo, what you doing?
Yeah.
It's
It's
crazy.
something I kind of dealt with a little bit, and with the houses and stuff. You never know. For example, you find somebody that's selling something, you never know their bottom price in their mind. You can't read their mind. There's no way for you to even know that. So you gotta undershoot even lower than what you think is possible. And sometimes it makes you kind of nervous or kind of like ashamed, I guess.
You think you're lowballing.
To kind of, you feel like you're disrespecting them, kind of almost. But when they say, "Oh no, that's ridiculous. I can't do that. I got to be at least at this." So
they
now you got the barrier in your head. So from there, you just got to play from there and then work your way down. You know, so it's definitely a fun game to play with sales, but it's business. You know, so.
Something else that I also learned was when somebody is selling a product and you as the customer, you have the capital to buy it.
Never be excited.
Never be excited. Like understand that they're trying to sell it to you. They're trying to get rid of it. You in the position that you can make the decision. Yes. You know what I mean?
It's your money, man.
It's your money. And if you don't buy it, you still got the money in your pocket.
They lost.
They lost.
No, I feel you.
So I that's something that I learned too.
Huh? We giving a masterclass.
Good tips, man. Good tips.
Hey, man, make sure y'all tune into the podcast.
How to sell
anything. I mean, but think about it, bro. In life, you have to sell yourself. No matter what the fuck it is you're doing, even in relationships, you have to sell yourself to that other person. So if you don't know how to sell, you're not gonna really excel.
Sell yourself for $4.99 on.
Oh, not like OnlyFans. That's different, man. That's
crazy, man. But that was something that my my older brother told me a few years back, and when I first heard him say it, I thought it was kind of like some shit he just made up. Yeah. Not even cliche, because I had never really heard it before.
Okay.
He was telling me, he said that just everything is sales. Like everything, like it really is everything sales. And from that point, I started kind of really thinking like whenever you're going for a job interview, whenever you're going for just having a conversation, obviously within a business, when you're trying to sell your product or be able to, even when you're buying a product, people kind of think sales is only you literally selling a product to somebody.
No.
But it's kind of...
It could be on the other side of the table.
Most definitely. But it's the conversation and to be able to build rapport with somebody and be empathetic to them and their needs. And it's just, it's a hard skill to develop, definitely, but it's definitely worthwhile.
Yeah, and you can really develop it just talking to people, bro. Honestly, that's something that I figured out. You know how you just said, you be at your job, you could have two different type of perspectives. You could be the one that's like, fuck this job, I don't want to learn anything. Right. Or you could just be like, let me see where this day takes me.
Exactly.
So what I try to do is like, anytime I get in a conversation with somebody, just ask a bunch of questions, because people love talking about themselves.
Most definitely.
That, and also it like takes away that fear of rejection, I guess, because you don't know this person, so they could just be like, fuck you, what the fuck is you asking me all these questions for? And I haven't had that experience. I don't know how people just gravitate to me, I guess, but it's just, you're developing yourself while on the clock, while learning sub skills. You know what I'm saying? Like, what I'm trying to say, I guess it's just that people who have that other type of mindset are just so stuck.
Yeah.
You have to be evolving.
Exactly, but just talking to people, you really do learn sales. Sales is literally just talking to somebody. If you really think about it. Well, you have an objective, obviously, but it's just conversation. You got to get them comfortable with you, because nobody's gonna buy from someone if they don't really know them like that.
I would say one thing.
I would know their character. My fault.
Doing this podcast also helped me to communicate, bro. Like I be talking to people, bro, and I just be talking out of some. I'm not gonna lie, I be talking out some nonsense most of the time, but it just to get them comfortable when it comes to selling the jobs. I just be making conversation, and that's something. This is something that helped me because I will not
give it the time of day type shit. I
will not think on making conversation. I just either stay quiet or I'm here for this. I'm here to do this. Move.
Most definitely. No. Have you heard that term, building rapport? You ever seen that?
I heard about it.
Yeah, it's basically what you said, making somebody comfortable in a matter of a few minutes, having somebody feeling like they've known you for years type thing.
Literally.
And they're so comfortable because at the end of the day, I know you guys heard that people don't do business with businesses, they do business with people. At the end of the day, you're not talking to a logo.
You're talking to a person.
When people are dealing and selling between businesses and whatnot, you're talking to a person at the end of the day. You know what I mean? So how that person represents your business or the brand, however it may be, how they sell it and how they are able to build that rapport with you, that relationship is what makes you buy a product at the end of the day.
And honestly, if you go in with the mindset, oh, I'm just here to help this person, because the person,
Absolutely.
most of the time when you're selling to somebody, they already come in with a desire that they
With
want
a
fulfilled.
need,
They
yeah.
need something done. They're like, okay, are you gonna be the person who provides enough information for me to be like, okay, I'm on go. Let's get it. Let's take my card. You know?
Almost like that you already know what I'm gonna ask you before I even need it. You know what I need before already, and that just comes being well trained, being prepared, being well versed in what you do.
Bro, when it comes to like on Grail, bro.
Oh man, that's the low ball king right there.
Bro,
That was the
yo,
start of
on
it,
Grail,
That's
bro.
really where it started though, bro.
Bro, out of 10, I will buy 9. Well, because I used to be a buyer, not a
fiend.
seller. And fiend too. But like, bro, out of 10 conversations, I will get the deal done with like 8.
Yeah,
Like, no shot.
that's good. That's
Like,
a good percentage.
It's a good percentage, yeah, for real. And it's like, and I understand too, bro, when it was something that I really, really wanted, but the person wasn't giving in, I wasn't giving
You
in
gotta be able to
either.
walk away.
No,
Donald
yes,
Trump
I
said
wasn't
that.
giving.
Absolutely.
I wasn't giving. I
You read
was
his
like,
book?
I
Pull
can't.
away,
I can't go. I'm
definitely.
sorry. And then you know what? You know what always gets them? Sorry, I can't do this. Have a good day. Like I used to hit them and stuff like that, bro.
Making them rethink and shit.
bro.
Yeah.
Next day, you still got a 35.
Yeah.
My man.
Yeah,
My
Most
man.
definitely.
They're gonna hit you up, bro. If you're not willing to walk away, you don't even have an offer.
Yeah, most definitely. If you're
Donald Trump said
desperate, you're showing them like you need this, like
You're
you're
giving them
forcing
the
them, like
power.
you need them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So when somebody feels like they have an option, like they want, like they can work with you if they choose, and you're okay with it, they're more open to be able to do that business.
The thing about Grill is that, like, even like if something was $50, your offer cannot be lower than 40. That's the thing about Grill.
Yeah,
'Cause if
the
that
minimum,
was an
yeah.
option, bro, I used to be like, bro, I'll give you 10. But like I
You're
always
an
no,
animal.
I always aim for the lowest.
Nah, you
like,
always
if
got a
something,
low
if something
ball.
was 50, whatever the minimum was, I'll go for that.
Yeah.
That's how you gotta
And now
be,
when I
though.
wake up, if I really wanted
If they themselves are good salesmen, they're gonna make you work your way up. And then
And
I've
people
learned a
gotta
lot
understand-
low key from the guy on Bukum
Oh,
on
yeah,
TikTok,
yeah,
bro. Negotiating, just watching him sell watches, bro. If you like watches in general, and if you're like interested, just look him up. Bukum on TikTok, bro. Him and what's the older guy's name? Buckley, bro. They be selling, bro. They
Most
be
definitely.
buying and selling watches, flipping them in days, making like 5 bands in like a couple hours, bro.
And a lot of that is relationship.
Yeah, a lot of
you know what
that's
I mean.
also very
Being able
important.
to have these connections.
Yeah.
Damn, I forgot I was gonna say something about
I was gonna say something
Grail. Fuck.
Bro.
I was gonna say, it's like the one thing that from my experience, connecting it to the Grail thing is like, if you do lowball somebody that low and they accept it, you know something's wrong.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's like,
Bro,
you're
I got
hoping
so
to
many
catch them-
steals, bro.
You're hoping to
Grail.
catch them at like a halfway point, so you gotta aim up and work
Oh, I
your
was
way.
gonna say, when it comes to like whether you're buying or selling, well, more if you're buying,
Shit tweaking.
and it's like person to person. It's not like actual business, like a corporate. You can. It's always a better offer. There's always
Yeah.
a better offer because you're willing to buy, and this person is also willing to sell. So it's always
Supply and
there's
demand.
always a chance of meeting in the middle. Yeah.
And then the thing with Grail is like, if you're a smart seller, you're always gonna overprice your shit either way.
Oh, absolutely.
So if I know whatever I'm selling, say I'm selling a shirt that's like vintage or some shit, and I know this shit is worth 50, I'm putting that shit up for 70.
Yeah.
And then whoever comes up and they're gonna talk me down to it, but I put minimum 65.
Same thing on marketplace too. Is like,
Same shit.
if you're selling a car, you have to put it up 2,500 more. You know what I mean? Because
yeah.
you know these people. One,
Especially now.
if you know how to buy, you're gonna be lowballing. Or if you're just broke and cheap, you're gonna
You want low
lowball.
ball.
How many people
You gotta be expecting it.
If you're not smart, you're just gonna go on there and be like, yeah, I'll just buy this for this, unless it's a ridiculous deal. You know what I mean? But
Yeah. And I
gotta
also wanted
be-
to talk about relationships. So we were just talking about connections and stuff like that. I know
Yeah.
that we've been having
That's
conversations
crazy.
off of what?
Cause I told you yesterday, can we talk about it? And you were like, nah, bro, you really gonna do this? That's
relationship. Oh, I thought you were talking about like relationships, like male female.
what
I
are
didn't know
you
you were talking
talking
about
about?
connections.
Wait,
That's what I
wait.
thought. I was like, bro, you want to talk
that's
about
what
that?
I thought you were talking about.
No, I'm talking about connections. Like,
Okay.
you know, you go into a certain spot to meet a certain person who might
Yeah.
know somebody that could
Most
help
definitely.
you. You know, that's what I want to talk about. So, what are your thoughts when it comes to networking?
I think that
It's crucial.
it's
Oh,
it's
yeah.
definitely crucial.
Your net worth.
Absolutely. I think that I know you guys learned a lot from Tate's group and kind of the way that they're connected with each other. And besides everything that's going on now, I can't speak for that, but I'll say that a lot of the things that he says and that his group says in terms of Justin Waller and in terms of their relationships and how they treat each other with respect and loyalty is something incredibly important. I think that in terms of I'm pretty focused in the area of real estate. It's something that I do love, and it's a passion that I have. So in that, it's a lot. It's very important to have strong relationships.
I have to.
Especially in certain things like commercial real estate and stuff like that. It's like you can't just walk up to somebody and think that because you know a little bit. You gotta have, like I said, going back to building that rapport. You have to be able to have those relationships and connect with these people. So I think that's incredibly important, especially in business, which I know you both are extremely interested in.
And then, I mean, I seen something yesterday. It was in that same video with the Tate stuff, but he was talking about how, you got to feed the person's ego either way, because if somebody's more important than you, they're really not gonna. They need a reason to help you.
If somebody's what?
More important than you. Let's say, for example, you want to network with somebody who, like he gave the example of Donald Trump's son, because you know how he met him in New York that one time, and he was like, honestly, it was a couple years ago, so he wasn't as popping as he is now, but he's like, I'm not as important as the president's son. That's when Trump was still president. So he was talking about how, you have to give him a reason to want to show up. So for example, he said you got to put yourself in it. Like, networking is expensive. That's one thing he put out there right away. He said that I forget, I think he said that he was going to be in New York for like a week or some shit like that, or he was like, Donald Trump's son was like, oh, I'm going to be in New York on these dates, I might be free. Tate was like, I booked a flight to New York and I was in New York for about 2 weeks just to make sure that shit happened. And it's like he spent a bunch of money, renting a place to live in, moving around, and all that stuff. And then he was like, you got to feed their ego is one thing, because important people work on themselves to make themselves important. So people love talking about themselves, so you feed their ego while also validating yourself. That's another thing, because you want to make sure because people usually only want to do business with somebody either on their level or better. So if you come at them and you're kind of pleading for them to help you, they're not gonna really be motivated to help you unless they just genuinely like you. That's another thing he said, is like, if they genuinely like you, they'll help you out. I think he said there was 3 motives. Is they just have to like you, money, and status, if it'll increase their status. But then again, it's like, when it comes to networking, you also gotta make sure that if you're the one, for example, I need you for something, but Kenny knows you and I don't know you, and I'm like, Kenny, I need somebody who does this. Do you know anybody? And he refers you. Now, if you come and do what I need you to do and you mess up, that goes on him, because he gave me the referral.
So that puts that pressure on you.
Exactly. So it's like, you got to make sure that the people who you are networking with are under their P's and Q's, in terms of making sure that they understand that if they mess up or don't show up, for example, or I don't know what else, just everything goes south or goes wrong.
That happened 2 times. One time
with your business, with your job.
No. One time, one of my friends is like, "Yo, there's a tournament. I want you to come play for us."
Bro, you can't just vouch for anybody.
Bro, I went in, bro. I played like it was my first day playing, and then one time they were like, "Yo, we need to play." Bro,
never again.
I brought a friend, bro. Never again, bro.
Yeah, bro.
It made me look so bad. Ever since, bro. Yo, you know somebody?
Nah, yeah, that makes you look stupid then, because it's like, damn, I was really putting in a word for you and you gonna fuck up,
bro. Josh put me on the team before I even got there. Yo, I'm bringing a stud. Yo, he's nice, bro. I don't even think bro. I wasn't even playing at some point. I was benched.
They didn't even put you in?
Nah.
Oh, that's fuck.
But it's like, that's not on you.
But then that makes him feel some type of way with Josh. It's like, damn, you over here talking all this crazy stuff, and then when I get there, it's just...
That's why, even if somebody... I'm be like, bro, tell him to put me last hitter. I don't even have to be in the field, just last hitter, and...
that's it.
Expect the least, but be surprised.
Yeah,
exactly.
But it's like,
I agree.
It's a part of business that people really neglect. It's like, you got to make sure you know the right people, because you never know who somebody knows.
Yeah.
Like we just said, let's say, for example, I need you, and he knows you, but then I'm like, Kenny don't know nothing, don't know anybody, and I'm just undermining him. It's just, how do I know who he knows? And what if that relationship turns into something else where he's in between the deal and I'm like, yo, Kenny, you're gonna get a certain percentage using the money as the motivator. But then again, he needs to have a relationship with me to even be able to take that. Because let's say, for example, I'm like, yo, Kenny, I'm gonna give you $100 if you find somebody to do this for me. If it's just a random person, are you just gonna take the $100? You just messed up my whole point, man. Honestly, if a random dude came up to you and was like, yo, I'm gonna give you $100 if you find me somebody who does this, you're gonna do it? A random person you've never met in your life.
Am I gonna meet him after? Like, am I gonna see him again?
Yes, you're gonna see them again. I don't know. Maybe not. He wants to say yes. He wants to say yes. But let's say somebody was like, Kenny, I got 20 bands for you if you do this. And it could be drug money. It could be anything. You never know what the fuck it is. You're going to do it?
See the drug money. No.
Exactly. So most of the time, you're only going to do business with somebody who you already have established a relationship with when it comes to the money. Now, let's say if he just knew me and he's just like me as a person, he's more likely going to refer me or help me out in that situation. So if you have a business out there and you want to make sure that you're thriving, or just as a person, not even a business, you could just be moving in the world out there and you know the right person who gets you out of a situation or help you out in a situation. You never know what networking could do for you, bro.
Most definitely.
Yeah, but
it's crazy. We started talking about how to sell stuff.
Hey, it got into it. This is a good episode, honestly. I don't think we've gotten that deep with somebody about business, and a lot of people be bots.
Crazy important. Sales is kind of what drives every single business.
It's the economy, man.
You know what I mean? That's what it is. Yeah. Everybody has to buy something at some point.
Sales, marketing, and what's the third one? There's only 3 things that you need in life. It's sales, marketing, and probably, I think it's I forgot, it was 3 that I think Luke Belmar said, but either way.
Network is probably in that, but
yeah.
I haven't been watching too much of him lately.
Oh man, he's been going crazy about have you seen the shit with the trains happen recently?
The Ohio shit in Georgia. I heard this Ohio, Georgia, Texas, like some shit spilled. Like
all
one
over,
of my coworkers
all over the United States.
You're talking about like the lakes, right?
Like something spilled from the trains. Is that what
no,
it is?
There's been like train crashes all over the United States with a bunch
something
of
with trains,
and it just has to happen. Like it just happened to be a bunch of toxic shit in all the trains.
Yeah.
And every train that's crashed, there's a bunch of toxins that just go straight into the air. And it just coincidentally 4 or 5, maybe 6, and across the United States have just crashed. Like
separate. I heard that. I saw this like a quick map. Sometimes I'm just scrolling, but it's like Ohio, Texas, some shit completely
all around the U.S.
Kind of. It's just
it's
wild.
Stupid. I was telling you earlier, it's just too obvious what people be doing or what they be doing. I'm gonna just say they. It's just too obvious what they be doing, and people just don't think too much of it. But honestly, what can we do?
Not much.
It's like, am I gonna sit here and trip about it? But like, I can't. It's crazy.
Really do you gotta take notice.
You gotta
something definitely pay attention to because a lot of people are asleep, man.
Have you seen the UFC? I'm sorry, but have you seen the UFO sightings that have been going around too? Like
I seen you a bunch, did I?
Yeah, all over the U.S. People have been saying that they've been seeing UFOs and shit like that. Like,
talking about the balloon?
No, like straight up.
Oh,
UFOs. Yeah, that is a whole different conversation.
Yeah, I know about the balloon. I don't know about the UFO.
No, there's been crazy sightings all over.
I'm a little behind, bro. On the times.
I don't know. I try to stay away from that shit, but
no, you don't.
You haven't seen one of those in years. Why are you lying?
Yo, that's good.
My newspaper is Twitter and TikTok.
That's a fact.
Yeah, but what you said, I'm sorry I cut you off. I just had to say that. It's just crazy.
What was I gonna say?
Yeah, what made you forget? I'm sorry, man.
No, I sent you
the UFOs.
Yeah, I sent him
me
like a threat of UFOs. Yeah.
On what though? On iMessage?
Nah, it was on Instagram. And then one thing that I wanted to say too. Have you seen Aiden Ross?
Oh, the deal he got? Think about that. He's off of Twitch. He got off of Twitch and went into some shit that's called like Kick. They gave him like 150 million. Some shit like that.
Really?
Yeah, Twitch was
done with Twitch for sure.
Yeah, he's like I might just be on Twitch just like once in a while, but he's got a deal with I think it's called Kick or some shit. I don't know. There's some.
But you know what else led into that?
What?
They were because he got really close with like Andrew, so like they were like that's what he said. He said like you putting out content that it's
people are gonna flock to wherever he's at. It doesn't matter. And the people
but
are there
they
for
were
him.
like.
You're talking about Twitch is saying this.
No,
Andrew
he
was,
didn't say the name.
Andrew's group was saying it to them. I'm guessing.
No, Aiden Ross
Talking
got
like business advice. Like
no.
him,
Listen,
okay.
Aiden Ross. Somebody told him that the content he was putting out was too much. That they didn't want to see
from
posting
Twitch.
stuff like that on
Yeah,
Twitch.
I
So he was
remember
like,
seeing that.
yeah.
Yeah. Why
Say
did you
they
stop
control.
like that?
No, I didn't see that, to be honest.
Because like, bro, they try to control, bro. They try.
No, yeah, they said that he had to like tone it down or some shit like that on some of the stuff that he was doing on his stream. And I seen he was talking about it on the Steve. Well, what's the Brolic ass dude?
Zias?
No, the Brolic ass dude's podcast.
Oh,
The
Brandon
Raw.
Martin.
Oh, Bradley?
Yeah, Brad. He was talking on his podcast about how same shit with Kai and all the big promoters. Like what Twitch was doing was just putting them on the front page, and then it just looks good for publicity, but they weren't really giving them money.
Yeah.
So they were like
Speed.
So
too.
he was like, yeah, same shit with Speed. So well, I don't know if Speed and Kai ended up doing anything, but Aiden said, yo, I'm done with that shit. These people over here trying to give me a bag, and I know that, bro. All the people that go to Twitch to watch Aiden are there for Aiden. They don't give a fuck where he's at.
Yeah.
They don't care. If there's a link, they're gonna click it to go watch Aiden. So it's smart, bro. If you have an audience and the platform that you're on isn't supporting you as they should, because bro, if you're Twitch, you're making so much bread off of this shit, bro. Why would you not give them a bag just to keep them there and
So
let them post whatever?
All right. Their bag is from their subscribers is their main money source.
And
The
streamers.
Do they advertise on
No.
Twitch?
The streamers
No,
is
right?
just donations.
The
And then if they
streamers
do-
get donations,
they
right?
get
But how does
donations.
Twitch get the money? They
Twitch
take a
gets a
percentage
percentage, yeah.
of donations. Damn.
And then they also have like advertisements on the ads. Not on the ads, like the banners on the bottom that pop up. You could like click
okay.
out of it.
I've never watched a live stream.
I watched
No, I
a
haven't
few, like Call of Duty shits back in the day, and I haven't seen that shit
okay.
recently. But that it's stupid to think about. If you're a business owner and you got literally millions of people who just go to this page to watch this one person, why would you not give them what they deserve, bro? If you're gonna make a lot more money off of them, and it sounds fucked up because
Your
you're
brand
making
is
money.
strong, man. That brand is strong. It's and how many people probably went on Twitch only because of Aiden Ross?
Exactly.
Or only because of a certain
Or
creator?
Speed, like
Nah,
you know how
they're
Speed
done.
started shit, like bro, Speed hopped on Twitch and I don't know the exact amount, but I'm pretty sure he was the fastest growing person.
Bro, he was on FaceTime with Drake. Like, the
Oh,
other
he said some gay shit and Drake hung up.
They say some
did?
crazy shit. I was
He
like,
did?
yo,
I
man,
didn't see that
I
part.
didn't even know that.
No,
but,
I seen it. He was like, "Yo, why your voice sounds so fucking sexy?"
Wow.
And Drake was like, and he hung up on him. I was like, "Yo, why would you say that to Drake?"
I didn't see that part.
I seen it on Twitter yesterday. That shit had me dead. But it's just he's gonna say some wild shit as soon as he hops in there.
Apart from that Tate shit too, is like Aiden does say some crazy shit sometimes. And the stuff they do on the stream is insane.
No, Kai be doing some shit when
Yeah,
he be doing like
crazy.
he be like stream for a whole week straight without stopping. Like, he be
I
doing
think
some
he was saying he was
crazy
doing a
shit.
month, right?
I'm pretty sure he's probably doing a month by now.
Like
but-
he was like sleeping and shit. Who was he talking to? I think he was on the Nelk podcast and he was telling him, he's like, so you're gonna be doing everything? He's like, what if you have girls over? Da da da. He was like, I gotta be sleeping. I gotta.
Now, that's why he's
But his shit is crazy. Like he has different cameras set up around the house and like
and then he control it from the
moves?
phone.
Yeah, and then moves,
Oh,
bro.
that's dope.
Yeah, so he be having like Annalie Choppa over there, and they
A
be like
lot.
bringing bitches, and they just be talking to them and shit on stream.
Word.
So like the bitches would run out the room, and then the camera angle would switch, and then you'll see what the girl's doing. And like one of the girls did some wild shit. I seen it on Twitter. She like put her hand in her pants. Like, I think she was like fixing her underwear or some shit like that because it was like in her butt cheeks.
Yeah.
And then she like went to go feed Kai something after that, and everyone was like, "Yo, she fed you booty flakes or some shit like that." They were just on his ass,
The
but
comments are hilarious.
it's just, bro. His shit is crazy. That setup in the whole house, like the cameras just be switching on stream. That's
Nah, but he
elite.
does that over the phone. He can control the cameras
yeah.
like that.
I didn't
That's
know
crazy.
that. He probably had somebody in there in that room, just like, yo,
That's his life, man. That's
bro, he's
definitely
making
his life.
bread, bro. Think about it. Especially if you got Mr. Beast in that bitch, he be
Yeah,
donating.
Mr. Beast.
No, I'm saying like if Mr. Beast comes in and just donates.
Oh.
But like, bro, think about it. You have 100,000 people watching you, and they're, let's say for example, 10% of them are sending $5. Come on, now.
Yeah, right. That's and it's more than that.
And it's a month. Like he's doing a whole month straight, nonstop. That's just straight income that whole month, and then taking the content from there, recording it and posting it on YouTube.
On YouTube, yeah.
And the people are just
making
going
clips.
back to rewatch it and shit, and like endorsements and stuff like that, bro. He's making bread.
It's a wild business model.
Hey, gotta get used to it. Either way,
Get it how you can,
where the
man.
attention's at is where the money's gonna be at.
Most
Either way,
definitely.
bro. So you can't neglect the power of building a personal brand. Like people are gonna go wherever Kai goes. If Kai decides, yo, I don't want to post on Twitch anymore, I'm gonna go to Tumblr. Tumblr gonna be popping because people are gonna just go for Kai.
Rumble.
Yeah.
Rumble.
No, that's a Tumblr just as like a
No,
stupid
but I'm saying
example.
Rumble
Okay,
too.
okay.
I said as a
Gotcha.
stupid example, but you know, if he wants to hop on the Home Depot app and start fucking
Almost
streaming on there, they're gonna
definitely.
go to the Home Depot app.
Yeah.
It's just that's
Because
how
this
powerful
brand
it
is so strong, which speaks to the power of
That's what I'm
branding
saying.
and
People don't go to watch them because it's Twitch. They go to watch the person,
Yeah.
the
That's
the streamer.
the personal connection you have with the person. They don't care about the brand itself. They want Kai. They want that personality. And then I want to talk to you about that because
Casting at the
we've been
third.
talking about what?
Casting at the third.
That's your name?
that's what he says. That's what he calls himself.
Oh shit! But he be chatting sometimes.
He
so.
does chat a lot. Bro.
So and, I just want to talk about like the personal branding because that's something that we've been talking about on the side. If you're if you're comfortable talking about it, if you don't, you just keep it on the Patreon.
No, most definitely. So you guys do have a Patreon, but I want to make
Check
that
the
clear.
links. Check the
I
links.
swear, I'm like, no way they got one, bro.
Yeah,
I
check
look
the
for
link.
it and I can't find it. I'm gonna pay for that though.
I
Yo,
respect
but
that. I respect it. What are your thoughts on that, man? Because I know you've been contemplating on starting your own personal brand and stuff like that.
Yeah,
So
no, absolutely. I mean, it's certainly something that I'm going to do. It's my
So
mind is set on
non-negotiable?
that.
Non-negotiable?
It's my non-negotiable, definitely.
give Kenny some words of encouragement because I've been trying to get him on that too.
Bro, it's not easy to start.
It's not,
man.
it's not.
I'll tell you that.
Coming from
it's
somebody who's doing it,
respectable,
bro.
It's not easy to start, and I guess like I've recorded some stuff. I haven't really made any content. I definitely haven't edited anything to an extent. I played around with the programs, but I don't know like where you're stuck. I don't know if you're stuck at all, but I don't know where you're at. I know I'm like contemplating sometimes like, is this even worth recording type thing, or is this like, what am I gonna record
Just
to
gotta
even
start.
be good with? Right? Yeah. No, I see that. Also, but touching back on the real estate thing a little bit, it's like in an industry like that where it's kind of old school and kind of like person to person, and people don't really use the technology. Excuse me, the technology to their advantage. I think that is something that's going to be super important. And relating to you, I know you have your business going on the side as well. So using technology and recording, I think is going to be a huge benefit.
Yeah.
Where are you at with that?
I was telling him like before I started with something, and
You can say it.
I had it done to a certain extent. There
Like
was
you
some
recorded
I
a video?
recorded. Yeah. And then I was
wasn't
like,
he here the day that you came after doing that?
nah, I don't
Yeah,
think
he was because that was the day we were boxing, and Jandia and Stanley were
Nah,
boxing.
that was the day way. Oh,
That was
no,
that day.
No, it was. I'm talking about.
Oh, yeah,
So
yeah.
I started recording something before that, before what Lou was talking about, and it kind of I never really finished it 100%, but midway I kind of figured that it wasn't really like something that I really wanted to do or promote as myself. It was I did it, and Louis called me out. He was like, "Do you do that because like you get inspiration from somebody else?" And that's it. Really was like I saw somebody do it, and I went and wanted to do it, but it really wasn't like my thing.
You're saying record or
No, like
what you
the
did
action.
in the video?
Yeah, they were in the
okay.
video.
Okay.
So then me and Stanley went out one time and we were hitting. So I recorded that, and then I was editing, and my phone started tweaking with my storage. I just gave up on my phone.
Yeah, but he was telling me how it was because he didn't see how the hitting and stuff like that would correlate to what he wants to do with his actual business. So I'm like, okay, so now you go back to the drawing board and you figure out what can I record that will correlate with my business or that would help me elevate and get exposure in whatever it is that your business is. I don't want to put your business out there. If you want to, you can, but if it's that type of situation where you don't know what it is that you want to do, bro, the best thing to do is just go to the drawing board. All right, this is the niche that I'm doing, but even that, like, people now, like, the person themselves is the niche. You get what I gotta stop saying that.
Yeah.
The person themselves is the niche. So you build that relationship with whoever's watching you, and you yourself is the reason why people go to watch your content. Same shit with the Kai and all that stuff that we're talking about. Like, I follow this guy who he has his own personal brand, but it's himself. His brand is his name. It's literally him.
He is the brand.
He is the brand, and I think that's the way that is going. Instead of having like niche built, I don't even know what the correct word is. Like just fully content on a niche, it's more moving towards just the person as being the actual content. If y'all understand what I'm trying to get at. So instead of having it about your business, you could do videos that involves your business, but make sure the videos themselves revolve around your personality, because that's where people connect with, and that's where somebody will be like, okay, I want to do business or buy something from this person because I fuck with this person, instead of the actual business that you're in. You get what I'm saying? Especially for you, you're in the real estate game. So somebody might hit you up like, yo, I want to do a deal with you because I like how you move, just as a person. And you can use that example as the Ferrari guy. Let's go get this money.
Yeah. You only know him because of that.
Yeah, but people only he was talking about it. He was talking about it in a video. He was like, you know how many deals I get now from people just wanting to do business with me since I have the capital because of my videos.
And that's not just him too.
Yeah.
There's a few people that, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but there's a few people that I watch that I've heard a lot of them, and these are a lot of people that I've been trying to connect with in person too. They've told me that just from having a light YouTube channel, I'm talking like, you know how when you see a YouTube channel, you see like, oh, this person has traction, or this is a small channel, like one of those random channels, but they have good quality content, and it's like, even having that level is like, people are many of their leads, which is another, that's an important part of business, having lead
generation.
It definitely, most of their leads come from their online source, come from their Instagram, come from their YouTube channel.
That's a fact.
Just seeing them on there, not even that they have a huge following, just seeing their just being on there, really, that's it. Yeah, bro, I think that people, that's like the new, almost it'll never beat word of mouth, you know what I mean? Because in person and referral is always going to be the top leader for business. Most definitely not. But I think that if you can Google somebody quickly and their YouTube channel
everything
comes
pops up, the
and you
credentials.
see their videos and you see them, you almost kind of like feel like you know them almost, and you're more comfortable being able to do business with that person.
No, that's a fact, bro. And it's kind of like a portfolio, I guess you could call it nowadays, And I mean, Andrew Tate said it best, bro, is wherever the attention's at is where the money's at. So if the more people you could get together that know you as a person, the more income you basically have. I'm reading this book right here, .com Secrets, and I don't want to talk too much about it, but he's talking about the importance of just having a list, because that's the traffic that you own, and you're not on a platform. Like, somebody gives you their email, you own that in a way.
What do you mean by that list? A list of contacts?
A list of just of people. For example, I have this free product. It's never free because you got to put your email in, but now I have access to your email, right? Data. So he's saying basically, in the smallest way that you could think about it is, you get $1 per person that you have on that list. He was talking about how he started. He got 100 people. He remember when he got 100 people on his list. He made his first $100 online, right? Yeah. And then he said how it started going up. He said when he got to 200, he made his first $200 online. Because technically now all you gotta do is convince this person to PayPal you $1, and you just made money. You know, so he said once he built his contact list to 2 million people, or his subscriber list, I guess that's a better way to say it. Okay. He didn't say the amount of money he made, but you could tell it's just a lot of money. You know who Russell Brunson is? Yeah. He's really good with the funnels and all that stuff. But it's just wherever you can get the most amount of people to have their eyes on your product is where you're gonna have the best chance to actually make income and make money. And there's definitely different ways to have different sources of income from that one social media presence, if you get what I'm trying to say. I gotta stop saying that.
Know what I'm saying?
But yeah, this book, honestly, bro, I'm gonna read that shit like 4 or 5 times, and I know you said you wanted to read it after I was done, but if you want to get that book, definitely recommend it.
You might have to,
bro. I'm over here highlighting every other sentence, bro, because of how much game he's giving away. Just building funnels is crazy, and he gives like full on screenshots of his funnels and stuff like that.
That's wild. In the book, you're saying?
In the book.
Okay.
Yeah, and
that's interesting.
The way he describes everything is so easy to pick up, bro. It's like he's kind of telling a 5-year-old in a way,
That's how it should be.
Yeah, and he has like drawings and shit, like stick figure drawings to really walk you through it. And bro, honestly, like I said, I'm gonna read that like 5-6 times, because the way that if you build a good online funnel as basically a way to guarantee that your marketing is gonna bring money in. You know, and we
I
could
agree.
say the people that he has in his funnels is crazy. Grant Cardone says that he has like 5 or 6 accounts with him, and then I think it's like $2 million per account that he's spending just to market his stuff. So
To each person on his list?
No, to each account that he owns. So what Grant does is he has 6 accounts with Russell that Russell's team does for
you're
him.
talking about the
ClickFunnels.
ClickFunnels.
Yeah, he made
That's
ClickFunnels.
a brand. ClickFunnels is a brand, right?
Yeah, Russell Brunson is the one who wrote the book, and he's
Right.
the owner of ClickFunnels. He
Okay.
created ClickFunnels. So Grant Cardone has 6 accounts with ClickFunnels, 6 different funnels with him
Yep.
that he manages, and he pays $2 million per account.
Bro,
That's how
that's
valuable it is to him. So you know what?
It's probably gone up.
Bro, honestly, bro, I seen the video where he Grant himself said it, but it was probably a couple years ago. And you just know how much more money he's made now, and if he's paying at that point $2 million, think about how much income he actually is generating to be able to just be like, all right, I'm gonna give you $2 million for your work.
He's an animal.
Hey,
That's
man.
all I can say about that, man.
But that just goes to show the power of funnels online and just having a good way to build traffic. Because he also has it's a 3-book series. So he has .com Secrets, which is this one where he's teaching you how to do funnels. He has Traffic Secrets, where he teaches you how to get traffic and get people into your funnels, which is this book. And then I forget what the other one is. There's a 3rd book in there, but I'm gonna read this one and 3-4 times. I'll probably end up getting the other ones too. That's how good it is. But you know, he's not paying me anything to say that. So
So that's how you know it's good. when
but
you-
yeah, it is.
Free promotion.
It's a
man.
good book,
Fuck
bro.
it.
Honestly, I'm not gonna sit here and gatekeep it. I'm not. But
Gotcha.
I had
As
a
it
couple
should
more
be, man.
questions I wanted to ask y'all, because I want to ask Kenny this too. So how do you prepare mentally for anything?
Like about anything.
Anything that you have going on that you think, damn, I have to prepare myself. What are the steps you take?
Well, it's
It
kind
could
of
be-
that's kind of a broad question.
It
Anything
could-
that requires mental preparation.
yeah.
Because honestly,
It-
like not everything
Yeah, that's
requires,
true,
I guess,
that's
to a
true.
certain extent.
Let's say,
I
for
was
example,
gonna say nothing because but
Just
if I
go
had to
straight
think
to it.
about something,
let me rephrase it. How do you prepare yourself for the day to day
Okay.
mentally?
Okay.
How do you prepare yourself mentally for the day to day?
mentally, bro, I tell myself I'm him.
I'm that. Yeah.
Yeah, mentally,
Future
mentally,
shit.
no, mentally, I wouldn't say there isn't much to prepare because I already know the things that I have to do, and I already know where I'm gonna
But
end
isn't
up.
that in a way preparing? Because you know what you have to do. A lot of people just wake up. Oh, I don't know what I have to do today.
Well, no, in a sense,
Yeah.
I'm saying prepare. I'm saying like I don't. I have to. I know. I understand. I have to prepare myself, but I already know the steps that I gotta take in order to feel prepared. And in a way, I feel kind of somewhat prepared. So, like, I just repeat myself, and I just keep in my mind, keep refreshing my vision.
Had to happen. It always does. What were you saying?
Keep telling myself the vision, because sometimes when you put it in work, but there's no vision, there's no, like, you're not gonna see you're not gonna see
The light at the end of the tunnel.
right, because you're just working, but for what?
Yeah.
So you need to put
Get it.
work, but you also need to have a vision. And since I have the vision and I'm putting in work,
So never
No.
was gonna happen.
There's no preparation needed. Is that what you're trying to say? Or
the preparation is something that I already like. I don't want to say accomplished because there's always things to work on, but
you paid attention to it already, though.
You were
That-
already
that
conscious of
preparation.
it. So yeah. So what did you
Conscious,
do
that's
to
the word.
figure that out though? Because talking to somebody
Oh,
who's just trying to figure
well-
this shit out.
So, and to me, it's like I was telling Louis, I said, to me, I like to make things very simple, right? If I want to get a point A to point
What's
B,
the fastest way?
right? Or what's the most, the easiest
Logical.
way, the most logical way, exactly. So I try to make everything simple. So if I want a car, I'll have to look at cars, see what kind of car I like, the range, the money, how much money I have, how much money I can make. And I also want to say one more thing too. I can't remember who I heard it from, but I think I can't remember who I heard it from, but this person said, smart people buy assets, dumb people buy liabilities. Like, and you will be surprised, bro. There's people out there that's buying stuff that they don't really need, but they just buy it because it look good or it fills their heart. But
people rather look rich than be rich.
Most definitely. Yeah. Everybody says they want it, but
yeah. That's so annoying though, yeah. Bro. If you think about it, though,
everybody knows somebody like that.
Yeah, who you gonna ask? And they're gonna be like, nah, I don't want to be rich. Like everybody's gonna say they want to be rich. They want the cars, they want the houses, they want the material stuff. But
it's a process.
Who's gonna put the work in?
Everybody will take it, definitely.
Yeah, for sure.
They won't give. That's just shit.
But nobody's gonna put in that time and work. But I want to ask you. I mean, is that all you want to say about that? If you think about it, it's like you're trying to explain it to a little kid. Like,
the thing is, that question is too like
it's broad. Yeah, I get it. It is.
But yeah.
You want to take a hit at it? See if you could come up with some shit.
In terms, I feel like a lot of times, like, I guess like it's different for a person who's kind of starting their journey in terms of what they want to do.
Let's talk to somebody who's like a beginner. Somebody who's like, maybe it could be a high school kid right now trying to just figure shit out.
Yeah, most definitely. I'm gonna preface it with a little something else before. Like I'll say, personally, in my journey, I find myself in a place where I don't even have time to think about that. Where it's kind of like I already have the idea in my head, and I just gotta know, like, I guess the preparedness is knowing that I have to move on to the next thing quickly, efficiently, and logically, like you said. But before that, I think preparing yourself, you need to know that you got to do stuff that you're not going to want to do it. And a lot of times that's kind of a sign.
Part of being a man.
It's part of being a man, most definitely, in this day and age, and I think always, actually, but
yeah, honestly.
Right. So, but part of that is like you got to know that you got to do stuff, and that's kind of a sign that you might be on the right track a lot of times. That's not to say that you can never do anything that you don't like, you know what I mean? Like you're going to be miserable all the time, but if you're always comfortable and you're always doing stuff, that should show you that you're not you're probably not doing things that are productive. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, or bettering you, for example.
You're not trying to become the higher self, battling that the enemy.
The nemesis.
Yeah, the nemesis.
So I think part of being prepared is getting your mental preparation in line, and knowing that you're not always going to be doing what you want. You know what I mean? It's going to lead you to where you want to be if you have that vision, like you mentioned, and you have that understanding. But just prepare yourself for the battle, bro. Everything is a war. Life is war, and like I mentioned, like the other thing you're talking about, the battle with yourself. To some people, it might sound a little corny, but because I'm saying that because I've heard people say that.
Yeah, I have to.
You know what I mean? It's like in regular conversation. I don't say anything, but I hear them talking about it. It's like, well, what are you talking about? Da, da, da. But it's like you're not thinking creative enough. You're not thinking like
a builder.
Yeah, you're not trying to build on your mindset, and so when you're so close-minded, you're not going to be prepared for the battles that you have to fight. And it may not seem like a battle, but everything is a battle. Every small battle,
every little thing. Yeah,
most definitely.
I agree with you on everything.
That's pretty much mental preparedness is one of the most important, man. It's key.
No, that's something that I guess how I would answer that question is, I don't know, something that I've always done is try to make sure that I have a list of things that I have to get done the next day in my head. I mean, you know, you could write it down, and I've written it down, but I guess what just works for me is I make sure I have at least the least amount, 3 very important things that have to get done that day, and then there's obviously like sub categories of a couple things that I guess I got to get done, but I know for a fact that, all right, these are the 3 things that I have to do tomorrow that will make that day a successful day. You know, because,
like an absolute minimum.
Yeah.
I was thinking about that right before I came here. It's crazy how like sometimes you think about the shit you're gonna talk about and it actually happens. It's wild. But I was thinking about like every day I try to do at least something that I know that I progress.
Like small goals.
Small goals, even like they said, the small battles, the small victories that stack.
Small wins become big.
Most definitely,
compounding.
Bro. And me personally, bro, I know you guys have probably had this. It's like I've had so many days in my youth that
Oh my gosh.
I'm still young, obviously, but
Yeah, you
I'm
sound like
talking
an old timer, man.
like I'm fucking 45,
Yeah.
right? But I've had a lot of days where, which I guess as a kid, like you kind of deserve it. I guess it's part of being a child where you spend days doing absolutely nothing, bro.
Man, I
You
wish I
just
could
play
go
video
back.
games, go to sleep,
I
eat,
wish I could
whatever.
go back, bro.
Most
You really
definitely, it's
don't.
part of growing
You
up.
don't
but
cherish those moments in that
You
moment.
don't.
You know.
You definitely don't. You're always like bored, wishing you could do older grown up stuff, and
Yeah.
but you don't realize
Until you get here.
what exactly.
Yeah.
And it's like we just starting this, so
Yeah.
the people are
Shit.
going through some wild shit,
Oh,
right?
man.
But yeah, man, just doing a minimum every day of something. You're trying to get better, bro. Going to sleep like at least I tried, bro.
I tried
at least
too.
I
It's
tried.
difficult,
You know
but
what I mean?
tried. It's
like
difficult.
you go to sleep like at least I did something today that I made myself better. You know,
Exactly. You gotta.
I hate saying that too.
You gotta stack. Well. Oh,
know
you know
what
what
I
I'm
mean?
saying?
Sure.
Yeah. But you have to stack a bunch of like the most successful people don't just become successful in one day. It's a compounding of stacking successful days together for a long amount of time that makes them the person who they are. So
little by little.
yeah, if you're winning every day for 20 years,
Yep.
you're gonna be somebody, you know. So that's the type of mindset that I even try to instill in my brother. You know, he's still in that in the middle of, you know, trying to transition from having that like child mindset to, you know, seeing things as a grown up. If you
And
get what,
starting to take accountability.
be serious about life, you know.
Yep.
So, because he still is like, you know, I just want to play video games and stuff. And I'm like, bro, you're sitting on a couch or whatever, just doing nothing. You're literally just sitting there, just playing a game. And like, yeah, you want to enjoy your childhood and stuff like that, but life is gonna come at you fast.
Yeah, it feels like you're doing a lot.
Yeah.
But if like I always try to think like I forgot
You're
who
just trying
said
to reach
it.
that prestige level, bro.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like fake
No, like
achievements,
we
bro.
fell
hits-
for it, bro. We fell for that shit too.
Yes.
But
You
does it
just
really
want
end up matter?
that golden scar.
Unless it's your business. Unless that's what you're trying to do. Unless you're trying to be a
Absolutely.
professional gamer, you're gonna be making money from it. Like there's Fortnite people making bread right now. You know. And
But it's
that's
like you
Fortnite.
have to know that that's what you're
That's your
dedicated
goal.
to do. If you're
Yeah.
just doing it not
Not
you're
even
just
part-time,
fucking
just
around, not even
playing.
part time, you're
Yeah.
just bullshitting. But I forgot. I think you probably seen it. It's like a Joe Rogan a snippet that he talks about like how to. So it's basically like imagine yourself that somebody's always recording you with a
I seen it.
documentary.
I
You
seen
know.
it. Yeah.
So let's just say like somebody's recording you from the outside, and
third
you're
person
you're
photo.
seeing yourself from the outside. All you're doing is you're just sitting there. Let's say the controller was out of your hand, right, and
You're
you
just
weren't
sitting
playing a
there.
video game. You just be like this.
Yeah, you're not
Like
doing
stuff
anything.
is going on in the video
Yeah,
game,
bro.
but
Yeah.
you know what I mean. You would have done absolutely nothing.
Nothing.
But
That's what plays into
To
just
each
sitting
their
in a room
own.
watching videos and stuff like that. You
True.
feel like you're
I'm-
being productive, but you can.
At least
it
you're
is-
learning
It
something,
is.
you know?
If you're learning, if you have a purpose to watching the video, like I think that you're actually doing something productive. But if you're just sitting there watching Mr. Beast, you're literally just sitting in a room doing nothing. So I get that point of
No
view.
hate to Mr. Beast though.
Fuck Mr. Beast. No, he's a very smart businessman. He's probably gonna be the first YouTube billionaire. So I don't.
is he not already?
I'm not sure. He probably is.
Probably
I'm not gonna sit
is.
there, but.
He
Yeah.
definitely underplays himself a little bit. You know,
Yeah,
a lot.
He was talking. I seen a video. He was talking about buying islands for a video. I
Yeah,
don't know.
like,
You know, he's like, yeah, one
you
island is like
playing with,
11 million or some shit. Like, he was talking about like it was nothing. But
It's wild, man.
that's it.
Hope one day to be like
Yeah.
that.
So I mean, I guess to get back to the question, you know, obviously have a list of things that you know you have to get done. And like you said, it's just part of being a man. It's part of growing up. You're gonna have to do things that you don't want to do, and like you said, just mental preparedness. It's very important to talk to yourself. I don't think that people really understand the value of that. Somebody might see you and be like, "Oh, you're fucking crazy, this man talking to himself." But I think you're actually weird if you don't talk to yourself. You know, you don't have the internal dialogue.
most
Yeah,
definitely.
and it could be external too. Like, you know, like we say,
Yeah,
words
yeah.
are powerful. So just sitting in there, and like if you're not very confident, sit in front of a mirror and tell yourself that you're confident for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And I guarantee that you'll
Yeah.
feel more confident, you know. And then you do that, you mix it up with certain things that you know you're flawed in, and you keep doing that for a certain amount of time. You keep compounding it for multiple days. You're definitely going to become a different person. And then goes back to, I know we don't want to talk about that again, but you know, depression stuff. It's like if you're sitting here accepting that as your state, just everyday state, and you keep saying, "Oh, I'm depressed," you're gonna be depressed. So if you take that as, you know, I'm strong, I'm independent, I'm smart, I'm intelligent, you know, and you keep adding stuff that you want to become, you know, and you keep doing that, and it's words of affirmation, obviously, but you do that and you build an iron mindset, that's just going to lead you to make those days where you're not feeling it still successful, because you're like, damn, this is where the challenge comes. This is where I got to really test my character, you know, because everybody's good. When life is good, everything's straight. Like, you know, everybody's thriving, you know,
most definitely.
But when shit hits the fan, is that really like, that's really going to show who you are, you know? So how you battle these things is really important. And I feel like self-dialogue and just talking to yourself, making sure you're like, sometimes I be talking about, I'm like, yo, I'm fucking tweaking. Like, what the fuck am I doing, you know? And it's just a part of being conscious, you know? A lot of people really just walk around like bots. They're really not conscious of themselves and the actions that they're doing. So whenever I catch myself, I'm like, yo, what the fuck am I doing? What are you on? You know, like I got things I got to do. I got to make sure I get this done, no matter how you feel. Because, you know, you're not going to be motivated. You're going to be down. Shit's going to happen. Shit's going to hit the fan. So we got to understand that the mindset is the most important thing. So if you're not talking to yourself, man, I don't know.
I'm just thinking of a funny ass video. So,
but no, like now that we kind of phrase it like that, is there anything else you want to say about that before I hit the next question?
About what?
About like preparing for your day to day. No, I asked you first, and like the question was kind of, you know, broad.
Yeah,
so.
no, I just want to say, when it comes to preparing yourself, like I said before, bro, I like making things simple. If I have to do something in order, because if I have to do something because it's gonna benefit me, I just have to do it. You know what I mean? Yeah. There's no second thought, second guess. It just needs to be done.
Yeah, I agree on that 100%. Like, I don't think I got anything else to say against that, man.
If I could touch on that real quick.
Go ahead.
You mentioned the iron mind part. It's like, if you, because a lot of times you can become your own biggest critic. Everybody's gonna have an opinion. You know what I mean? But if you're your own critic and you hold yourself to such a high standard, it's like little shit that other people, like, shit just bounces off you. You know what I mean? So it's like it's not even a question of what people are gonna say or what. It's like, you know, in your right mind that, obviously with not being arrogant, you know, and being able to learn from people, but if you hold yourself to a standard and you win those battles every day, man, it's like, it truly is an iron mind. Like, it's unbreakable.
Yeah, and I want to touch on that too. I feel like some people, like, they might hear that and think of iron mind, like you have to just become a robot and not feel anything and stuff like that. And that's not what we're saying at all. I think that if you are going through some shit, go through it. The whole thing about having an iron mindset is being able to, you know, like you said, have those things just bounce off you like nothing. You know, like, so being
able to feel them.
Yeah, definitely feel them.
But let them go through you. Same thing with the train station analogy about your thoughts going through your mind, where
just sit there.
You're not always all your thoughts. You can't control everything that comes through your mind anyways. So it's being able to understand those things, process them, and take them for what they are. Pick out the good ones, and that goes with anything. Learning from other people. You don't. Everybody has a multitude of opinions every single day about something.
Yes.
But you have to be able to use your mind logically and understand and say, this person has a lot of things to say. For example, what are the good things that I can pick out from this that actually makes sense and that I can apply to my life and use? A lot of times people are giving out free information in a regular conversation.
No, that's a
you
fact.
really don't even think about it like that, because you think, oh, this person's a bum. And I know we've talked about that before, but it's something that a lot of people overlook.
Yeah, and damn, I was gonna say something. It had to do with you, like, as a person, you have to develop that. I guess people will call it intuition. I call it just listening to yourself. Sometimes,
intuition. Intuition is
important. I guess that's the word you would use instead of saying, you know, listen to yourself. But
Belmar talks a lot about that.
You have to be able to obviously not be arrogant and still listen to other opinions. I think, you know, I guess I'll use I don't want to say an example, but I guess the way I would do it is I obviously come up with my own way of whatever it is that happened, my own conclusion to whatever it is, and then I go ask outside sources just to get, like, I don't want to say confirmation, but just to get a different point of view, to see if what I'm thinking about isn't one-sided at all, you know, to get different perspectives, and then you know, take it with a grain of salt. It's basically what I'm gonna say. You know, obviously listen to those people, and if they're giving you good advice and you think it's beneficial to you, because you know As a person,
Right.
maybe some people might not, it might just fly over their head. But as a person, when somebody's giving you genuinely good advice. And then I feel like, you could take that, but still make sure that it aligns with whatever you have inside,
Yeah, most
instead of just,
definitely.
jumping the gun because, you admire this person and they give you this advice. But what if you admire this person and they give you the wrong advice by accident? Sometimes people say something because they want to protect you and they say it out of love, but it's not really what could be beneficial for you. For example, like you want to take a risk that you have already analyzed and you like, all right, this is the best move that I can take. But somebody who hasn't experienced that, who loves you, might say, oh no, don't do that because of this and that. They come up with their own reasons,
Yeah.
but they're saying it out of love. But are you gonna stop yourself when you've already internalized and your soul is telling you do it,
Yes.
do it,
And
So
that's part
very
of
important.
risk taking and being able to take these chances.
Mm-hmm.
But you also have to know too that always in life people are going to they're going to pressure their ideas onto you, whether they realize it or not, and whether you want to
And
accept
the
it or not.
micro or the macro.
Most definitely.
Yes, sir.
And the big scheme and down to everyday small conversations, like people are going to try to press their opinions on you. And something I learned from PBD real quick before you move on to the next question, that he talks about not talking in certainties, and what that he refers to is like a lot of people say things. They say like, this is not that way. For example, they speak something extremely certainly, but they're being kind of ignorant because they truly don't know something.
That's kind of something that would have you like, I guess it has me like in the middle. You get what I'm trying to say?
Let me expand a little bit more on that. So, when you correct yourself a little bit, and you say I think instead of saying something, right? Because, for example, there's people that talk about something in politics or something and say this is the way this is. There's certain things about yourself that you need to be certain about in terms of your character, in terms of the way you identify yourself.
Yeah.
But in terms of everyday life and how the world works, you truly don't know a lot of things for certain, man. You know what I mean?
Everybody's
So
just
it's
trying
like,
to figure this shit out, man.
the best way I can explain it, an example is about the market. There's a lot of people that say this is what's going to happen for sure.
And then
You know what I mean?
Complete 180.
A better way to say that would be, this is why I think you may be wrong. I think that this may happen. You know what I mean? Instead of being certain and making yourself look like a fool.
I guess like people try to like predict the future in a way. Yeah, so I do
And they
understand
do that with their opinions on you in terms of not predicting, but saying that things are a certain way and this is how life is. You know what I mean?
But then I guess where I would get confused is like I want to use the example when somebody's talking about depression.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So they're like, damn, I said it again.
Let it go,
But but we have to talk about it because you know how that one person said, oh, there's not a certain way to fix it, and I'm like, okay, but it's the way that we said it wrong. I feel like the only way to fix depression is to better yourself as a person so you won't be depressed. Is there any way else? That's
I feel
where
like
I'm
there's
like,
a little bit of
that's where I'm
context that I'm not
confused.
filled in on, which is okay. But what I have to
You want
say
me to
about
fill you
that, no, it's good. But what I have
Yeah.
to say about that is that obviously people aren't going to deal with things in the same way.
Mm-hmm.
So when they give advice or they give their opinion on something, they give it to their perspective. Obviously, that's how just the
That's
world
how life
works.
is.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
that's how it
People are
works.
going to give you from their point of view, but
Mhm.
they give it strictly like they don't even put thought that maybe people. Like maybe this person might be a little. I'm trying to like, yo,
Nah, it's just funny that he said 8 people. The Dominican
like,
came out.
Yo, they don't even like. They don't even take a second to think like, oh, maybe this person might receive this information in a different
certain
way,
way.
and I could give it to them better. You know what I mean?
Yes, I mean,
Fuck, I said that.
no, you good.
I've
But
been saying that somewhere.
It's
yeah,
hard,
yeah,
man,
it's just
but
it's hard. It is difficult.
It's a hard.
I'm
I'm
trying.
gonna start
I'm
saying
trying.
that to fill in.
Nah,
There was
don't
one
do it.
episode that somebody was just saying that shit.
Pat, it was Pat.
Yeah, he was like,
you know what I'm saying?
And he was
And
like,
then he said it
yeah,
right
that shit was
after.
funny.
Yeah,
That was a good one.
I mean, yeah, I get where he says when don't speak with certainty because bro, you're not really certain. That analogy you used in that video where with the Chinese man. Remember where he was is something bad would happen and people come in and be like, oh, this it's so unfortunate this happened. He's like, what was it? I forget how it went.
Maybe
Like broke his legs and stuff.
Yeah, he was like maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's like you're never really certain how things are gonna play out, and that's something I guess recently that I've been just like just go with the flow. Like stuff you never know what's gonna happen. Stop trying to control things that are out of your control. Just keep going.
Guy at work always tells me
Bro.
that, man. Go with the flow.
Yeah.
Bro, the
No,
sun's
but
gonna
it is
come up
true.
the next
Like
day.
and I'm not trying to get too religious again, but I believe that
I like it though.
I like
if
it too.
if God put it in you
Yeah.
or in front of you, He can also take it
same
away.
with putting
You know
it
what I
in
mean?
you, like ideas and stuff like that. If you put that certain idea in your head and a certain mindset, like he's not giving that to everybody because people just aren't prepared for that type of mindset. He gives you things that he knows that you can conquer. So going back to what you said, not to get too religious, but he's gonna put things in front of you that he knows you're gonna be able to overtake, and you just gotta be like, okay, what can I learn from this? What is he trying to teach me? What is the reason why he put that in front of me, instead of seeing it as like, damn, why does everything happen to me?
You gotta have that clarity, and not even only having that clarity, because if he puts it in front of you, it's because you have it.
Mm-hmm.
But some people are just like choosing to get distracted by certain things and having their mind so clouded.
Mm-hmm.
And not using their intuition, man, which is kind of fucked up.
Yeah, and a lot of it comes from also, overthinking. I feel like overthinking comes.
That's important.
Comes
That's
from
part
it.
of it too. Yeah.
And you just gotta realize that, right? If it's natural for humans to just overthink.
How do you not overthink?
I don't. I think the only way to combat that is to reprogram your mind in a way. So if you're having a bunch of different thoughts about something else, be conscious of yourself having these thoughts and be like, this isn't me. This is just a thought. And then you switch it. Say, for example, I'm depressed, and then like a bunch of negative shit is coming in. And that's what I'm saying, but you got a bunch of negative thoughts running through your head. You're like, okay, you realize that you're having a bunch of negative thoughts, and then you're like, okay, now you're going to make a conscious thought, and you're going to keep thinking that conscious thought. So you know how you was talking about the train station analogy, right?
Okay, yeah.
So you have all these negative thoughts running through your head. You got to make the conscious effort to understand that these are just thoughts. So once you figure out, okay, these are just thoughts coming through my head, what can I do to change this thought pattern, So you're just like, okay, let me fill it in with one good thought, right? If your head is just filled with negative stuff, let me fill it in with one good thought and just keep saying it repeatedly in my head and keep saying it. And eventually, more good thoughts are just going to start flowing in your head. But it's a process that you have to be conscious of and keep doing it, keep going,
you
keep going.
You have to create that habit.
Yeah, you have to meditate on it. That's why I see it.
The reason the way I do it is like I catch myself thinking way too many like bad
thoughts.
No, like bad situations.
Negative. You just think negative about
yes,
things,
and I'm like, yo, hold on, why am I no?
Yeah. What is the point of thinking negative either way? It's not gonna help.
I find myself in that situation sometimes.
Yeah.
And it's like sometimes it's like shit that I know that I can't control. Not even negatively about myself.
Yeah, just negative
But
outcomes.
like I think a lot about like my parents and shit like that. So it's like
any situation though.
Up, but it's like
yeah, it's only natural. Like especially if you have a logical mind, it's only natural that if something happens, you're gonna think of every outcome, and most of the time, you're gonna think of the negative shit happening.
How to solve, especially if you've always been a problem solver in your family and in your life.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Let me ask you something. There's a saying that is like expect the worst. So when whatever happens, you're prepared. Yeah. What you think about that?
You have to look at every type of situation or every outcome that could happen
efficiently.
Quickly, yeah. You gotta think about it fast, and I don't want to say fast because it depends. Because new shit could pop up, and then now you got to rethink your whole strategy.
Most definitely.
So
as efficiently as possible.
Yeah. So think of everything, but then switch the mindset to the positive side. There's no point. Because if you keep thinking about negative shit, bro, negative shit is gonna end up happening.
Like, exactly. Like to me, thinking negative. Thinking the worst. So when the worst happen, you prepare. Like it sounds good, but it's like, bro, you're really thinking about the worst.
Yeah, it's
like you really putting in. Not only that, like
putting it out there into the universe.
Exactly, and it's like, I guess if it end up happen, you're prepared. But it's gonna happen because you are saying that it's gonna happen. That you're thinking that it's gonna happen.
But the same thing with the positive shit. Now, if you're only thinking about the positive side, obviously you have to have a solution to the negative because it could happen. You never know. But if you have only positive thoughts, most likely the positive shit is gonna end up happening. So it's just manifestation and the law of attraction. I don't know if you guys are in the laws of the universe and all that shit, but a lot of successful people talk about these laws, and if you really, and there's a bunch of like laws of assumption, laws of attraction, law of vibration,
law of numbers.
There's a bunch of shit, but
Lost
it's
powers.
principle stuff that I don't know if it's just like a way to make you think positive, or if it's really a way of the universe, you know, because you never know, you know, it could just be, you know,
It could
shit
be
that
a lot
people
of
make
ways
up.
to kind of make yourself just think in that certain way.
Yeah.
Which life really could pan out that way, but for the most part, when you constantly think about positive things and you put yourself in positive situations,
Positive
good
shit's
things are gonna happen.
Yeah,
You know what I
and
mean?
then I mean I don't know if you have read the classified documents from the CIA or no
No.
about manifestation.
No,
Look it
actually, I
up.
haven't. No, that's
Look it up.
interesting though.
Look it up. There's like
Really,
12
it
pages or
got
some shit like that.
declassified or
Yeah.
leaked or what?
Yeah, it got leaked. But I know they put it out. They put it out themselves.
Okay.
So that's, I mean, I don't know. You know, they don't ever put out stuff like that. But they talk about how literally what you think about happens.
Right.
So like that's when they say, when they put shit on TV, for example, like the propaganda shit. And we could talk about it now because it's like 2 hours in the podcast. So it's more towards the end. So, you know, they put shit in the, for example, on TV, on Netflix. And now everybody starts thinking about that shit. And then that's more energy being put into that image. So most likely that's going to end up manifesting. So for example, like the agendas that they say that they putting them in front of you, and mad people are just thinking about this thing. And then eventually, you know, it becomes normal, and then it just ends up happening. You know what I'm saying?
Most
So, I caught myself, but I said it.
They
Make it regular.
They make it like it's. They tell you the stuff before it happens, so when it happens, it's already like you don't even realize it because same thing with the negative thoughts and the negative way of thinking is that when those negative things happen is like I expected this to happen already. You know what I mean? Which I guess you could think that you might say, oh, it sounds like you're more prepared for that, but it's like I don't know. I'd rather be
it's
on the
definitely
positive side, you know what I mean?
interesting read. I would say for both of y'all to read. It's 12 pages though. Like if you really want to get into it, but basically to sum it up is whatever you think about will end up manifesting in your life. So if you're thinking negative shit, it's gonna happen. And this is classified information from the CIA that they took years to even put out. So the fact that they were holding it off for so long, and then it makes it a little iffy because like why would they just put it out now, you know? But I guess with like the whole TikTok shit, you know how TikTok is all about fucking manifestation and you know all these different things. I guess it just made it
Your TikTok
made it more it made it more normal to talk about. I mean, I don't know what you got on your TikTok, but people always talk about manifestation and stuff like that, and you know. Yeah, it is. It definitely is.
For the most part, it's like it's an interesting conversation. I don't know if that's a conversation for another time, but
we can stay after the podcast. We can talk about it
because I want to
like
see
that.
kind of your point of view on like on manifestation, on meditation and stuff like that. Because I know for a fact that kind of being from a religious family, they have a different point of view on it. You know what I mean? But,
We'll definitely talk about it after. But I got two more questions I want to end the show with. So, all right, what is success in y'all eyes?
success in my life
In your eyes.
or in my eyes.
What is success to you? What is the image that you see? I mean, you don't have to get too descriptive, you know. You don't really want to be saying too much. You know how we were talking about that before?
yeah.
You know, saying too much shit. But what...
Talking about personally, like what achievements?
Or achievements, like what...
What classifies it as success? Like what?
I guess it's a broader question than I thought I did when I wrote it down. But I guess... I don't want to make it too personal because, you know, we're going to keep a couple things low.
Yeah.
You know, but stuff that you do want to talk about, like what... certain things have to happen in your life to be like, damn, okay, I'm successful.
Gotcha.
But you'll be able to sit there and be like, okay, I made it. You know, never satisfied, but I made it. You know, you get what what the question is?
I believe I told you guys. I don't know which one which one of y'all I told,
Probably
but I was
both.
like, probably both. But I was not success, but I do want to see, like in the near future, once we all like growing out and you know we have our family. I think I told you actually. I was like, yo, I see.
I think I was there, but
I think it was both.
I remember the conversation.
I was like, I see ourselves like in like during Christmas or New Year's Eve, and I see my family, your family, your girl, your kids, my kids, all together, and just watching like the. I don't know why I'm picturing
like
this
a
in my
balcony,
head.
like us three
Like
smoking a cigar or some shit, and the kids and then the family's like down
Am I
there.
the only one?
No, I see it. I see it too. I see it too.
I would say like I wouldn't say so. But the fact that we are doing that, it means that we kind of made it. Like it's successful, and
Never satisfied though.
Right, but never satisfied. But to me, that means like, yo, like we really, because in order for that to happen, we will have to, accomplish like individual stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Most definitely.
So the fact that you did your thing, I did my thing, you did your thing, and then we all end up together enjoying
the fruits of our labor.
Exactly. Good times.
Yeah, and that's crazy because I see the vision.
That's what I'm saying. That's what's crazy.
It's crazy how like it's just
how vivid
that
it is.
Picture comes to you so
vivid,
easily.
Yeah,
but that must mean something,
It does. I definitely do think.
It must mean something.
Well, what is the success in your eyes? What is success in your eyes? That's a pretty good one. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, no, most definitely. That's what I was thinking, like a specific thing.
Yeah.
I definitely gotta add that to the roster.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that's a roster or what.
To the list.
To the list, whatever the fuck. That's extremely key. Seeing your family with some of the closest people around you, sharing time and sharing the fruits. Something that I've that is one of my biggest drivers is my parents, man. Battling against time, obviously, but being able to let them enjoy those fruits, man, is is one of the things that is one of the markers that I'm striving for, and that I think that signifies success for me. Another thing, something more specific, is probably like 1,000 shares, 1,000 doors. It's like 1,000 doors of property and 1,000 shares in companies. It's something more specific. That's a longer process, but it's gonna happen for sure.
That's a fact.
Most definitely. Yeah, but in terms of just general, I think success is financial is definitely part of it. It's not the only thing, but it definitely has to be part of it.
Yeah, I don't want to say it's important, but it's important.
It is important because you not only are you able to get the stuff that you want, but you are able to help and change so many people's lives, which is another driver with the resources that you attain. And I think that getting to a point where what you do doesn't feel like work, but you are successful, but it doesn't even feel like work. That you're doing what you do and you're good at it. You're so good at it that like people don't even question you almost. You know what I mean? And going back to like people look for your business. You don't even have to make leads anymore because people are coming to you and you're so good at what you do, whatever that may be. And just getting to a point where it doesn't feel like work, man. I think that's an important marker for success for me.
Man, how do you top those two? Honestly, I don't think you could even get any better than what you guys said. But I guess for me, I would say family is very important on top of that. So I like what you said. Being able just to provide for my personal family, and obviously like family. I mean that's like also like your friends that you got around and their families as well. So I think that's just being able to provide and be somebody that can be counted on is something that I always see as like successful in a way. Also as being able to have a family, how difficult it is, especially nowadays, and I feel like it's going to become even more difficult as time goes on.
I was watching a video on that today.
Yeah, having like the two parents in the house and the kids, two parents, white picket fence, and the nuclear dog, but just that in itself is so important to me. I feel like that's what I want in life. I'm still not with the marriage. The government don't have to be involved and all that shit, but I still think that it's very important to have both parents in the household just to be able to give the children the best possible outcome in life. So that is something that I see as successful. Obviously, I want to say being able to do something consistently every single day is success in my eyes. So no matter what it is that you end up doing in life, obviously I have my own thing, you have your own thing, he has his own thing, but I'm saying this as for the person out there listening, no matter what it is, being able to do that consistently without obviously as productive as possible without I'll say the least amount of failure, because failures are just going to happen, it's just a part of life, is a way to look at success as well, because that's something that you can control. Being consistent in something is something that you have the ability to change and do. So that, like I said, what you guys said was perfect. So I don't even want to say too much after that. Like that vision of having the families. Obviously, there's more personal stuff. Like certain like I've been in the idea with 1,000 doors, 1,000 shares. Also, you just having a company, like a well-built company that you don't even have to be a part of for it to function by itself. That is also something on top of that, and that would be like, okay, successful, I made it. But family is just the most important part for me, I guess. You know, having that nucleus intact and having good people around you. How can you not be successful? And obviously, money is important. Like you said, there's no way around it. If you're poor, you're gonna live a very difficult life. That's
and I'm sure there's people that are happy that are poor.
Oh yeah, you could definitely be happy, but
I know, we're all either first generation or direct immigrants. So it's like, I know you guys back home, wherever you're from, is like you see people that don't have a lot and they make the best out of it.
Oh yeah, bro. They be happy as hell.
A lot of those people don't even they can't even understand. They're not blessed with the opportunity to understand the change that you can make with having the opportunity that we have. You know what I mean? Especially being born in this country
as well.
I mean, being in this country to begin with, and having the mindset, bro.
Yeah.
Being in this country, having the mindset, and being surrounded by people who are strong-minded and focused and driven, man, it's difficult. It's rare.
But it's something that
rare,
we've figured out at such a young age. So like we said, the only thing is time. It's only a matter
and we're
of time.
conscious of it.
Oh yeah.
You know, it's like it's just a crazy combination, and things just fall a certain way because they do. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
Whether you believe whatever that may be, whether it's fate, free will, whatever, but
the universe,
it's
whatever.
Right. Could be God. Do you know what I mean? It's, but everybody has their point of view, but it's just a crazy situation, man.
Like Pat said, baking a fat cake.
That's
just
a
a matter
analogy,
of time.
man.
It's just stay
a lot
grinding.
of ingredients.
It's
a big kitchen down there.
Yeah, it is a big kitchen. It's kind of a commercial kitchen at this point, but it's
well seasoned.
Yeah, it's just a matter of time, honestly, and just staying consistent, staying on the grind. And I know that's something that I say to y'all all the time. Stay on your grind, keep grinding, keep doing your thing day to day. Something that I'm gonna start doing is hitting y'all up randomly and be like, "What have you accomplished today? What have you done today that you feel like was an accomplishment, or that helped you towards your goal and your purpose in life?" That's something that I got from somebody else. I forgot who said it, but somebody said it, and I was like, "Yo, that's actually." I think it was one of the Zeb said it from.
I seen that when they have the closet in the back on their podcast.
Yeah. He said it, and he said, his boy hits him up, and he's like, "What have you accomplished today?"
That's a real one.
Yeah, and I want to start doing that because
and that does a lot
puts it
more
into
than
perspective.
you think.
Yeah,
it gets your mind thinking, gets your mind going.
Yeah,
and even if you were working, like, what else could I do to add on to this? What more can I do?
Yeah, and then you never know when somebody needs that little push, as well. I know I've had definitely both of y'all hit me up like, "Yo, I'm proud of you." Like that's you don't hear that, like, especially as a man. You don't hear that very often.
Not often.
You don't hear that at all. And
I can't remember when was the last time I heard something.
yeah, no, honestly, the last time I heard it was from y'all. I didn't hear that shit from nobody else. Maybe my brother, like my parents, they might like bring it up like indirectly though.
Yeah.
They'll never like say it directly.
Yeah.
So you got to pay attention to it, even pick it up. But
it's harder to hear from your dad too.
It
It doesn't come out there. Your mom maybe a little more, but
yeah. So that's something that is very. I'll say I appreciate from both of y'all because I know you both have said it to me and I said it back. And honestly, I don't know if I would have said it if y'all didn't say it first. Because I don't know if I said it to you first or you said it first, but I know you said it to me first. So then I was like, damn.
Regardless, it still hits the same.
It hit me. It hit me. So,
because it's genuine. So.
Yeah. And hearing it from somebody who's working is just like, damn. Like he sees something that he sees something in me that I may not be thinking about in that moment. But it just gives me, it's kind of a sign that's just like, yo, keep going, no matter what. So you never know. So you always got to reach out to your people. Make sure, like Kenny says, make sure your people are okay.
Most def.
Yeah, but I think we should wrap up on that. I think I had another question. Oh, let's just real quick, just gratification. How do you express gratification? I know this is good for Kenny. He gonna bring the God talk in here, but I want you to think about your answer. What about you?
That's kind of something I've always
gratification, man. How do you?
Bit.
Yeah.
It's
And I
Like
have
saying
actually a good
thank
thing.
you or
like no, the same thing.
Just
Like
being
having
grateful.
basic manners, like that's something I don't have a problem with. But,
Yeah, just being grateful with
like
life.
showing like for life, you're saying, or to
Yeah.
people.
Life. Because honestly, all right, let me
Man.
tell you where I got this from, right? So Tate was talking about it, and he said, starve yourself of a certain thing that you do, so you remember that feeling of gratification. Because
Okay.
everything is a feeling. You could, let's say, for example, you think of a certain time where you heard this one song and it brought back that feeling.
Yep.
And if you do that with gratification, you could use it as a powerful move, you know? So he said, I believe it was, he was trying to cut weight and he couldn't drink water. So I think he went like 2 weeks without drinking water, or like a week or
Let
some
that
shit.
drive you. Yeah.
Yeah, and then
Damn.
he was talking. I don't know if it's 2 weeks. That might be OD. I think you could die.
gonna
But I
say.
think it might have been like a week without water or some shit like that, or a couple of days. But he was talking about how he woke up in the middle of the night, like, you know, just thirsty as fuck, but he couldn't drink water because he has to make sure that he makes weight. He was cutting for a couple of days. He had no water, so you know he was starving. He wanted that water. You know, he wanted that shit bad. He was talking about how that first sip of water was like God came and touched him. You know.
Yep.
So. And then he uses that feeling. He remembers that feeling all the time. So whenever everything's going wrong, he just remembers. It goes back to that time, and he just smiles when he thinks about water now. So it's just a way to, you know, be grateful about certain things. You know, I guess that's how do you, you know, how do you express being grateful for what you got and stuff like that.
You probably got a more in-depth answer than I do.
Let him think.
I'm gonna just give you a quick thing that I started thinking about recently. I forgot who told me this, but man, it might have been him. It's like a point of view that you have about life. So you take certain things that you do every day, and instead of thinking about, I'll use the gym for an example. Instead of thinking, damn, I have to go to the gym.
I get to
be able to do this. I get to get up every day and do this. Some people don't have, you know what I mean, to be able to get up and work. Being able to spend time with my family, you know what I mean.
But today was super tough, bro. Like today, I got home today, bro.
I feel like
my mom cooked.
Yo, man, my boy going crazy in the gym.
This guy's an animal.
What?
You hit legs today? Oh no, you hit legs yesterday. I seen him in the gym.
Yeah.
I see that.
Get me tight. Don't be pulling up when I'm there. What were you saying?
I'm glad to say that that's where I see you guys a lot, man. You know, working because
I have to.
You know what I mean? It's
a habit that people don't really build early. But what were you saying? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. You were talking about your mom cooked or something?
Oh yeah, no, I'm saying like today was very difficult to like go work out. Like I got home, my mom cooked.
You're like, yeah, I'm about to lay down.
And I was hungry because I haven't
even
I
eaten.
ate and I was like, bro, like,
I forgot I haven't. That's how you know we grinding. I have not eaten.
yeah.
And I don't even feel it. I mean, I fast and stuff like that, so I'm used to it now. But I don't even feel it. I know as soon as I smack some food, I'm like, bro, what? But
nah, you could last a minute though.
Oh yeah, bro, and I feel like that brings you closer to God too. You know, once you do put yourself in that state, like, you know, no, I mean, I've drank water, but I haven't eaten. Did I? Yeah, I don't know, but I haven't eaten since I
ask you
got out
about
the
that
gym.
too.
But, so how do you express gratitude?
Gratitude.
He's gonna hit you
bro.
with the gospel. Hit it.
No, I just
Don't be ashamed, bro.
no, I'm not ashamed. It just, man, listen, and whatever. I believe that things happen for a reason, right? Whether good or bad, good things you always keep, bad things you still learn from it. You know what I mean? So when it comes to, you know, I like Chris said, I have no problem with saying thank you. Like I say thank you, bro. You do this one thing for me.
Shit, I'll be like
thank you, bro. Yeah, like you hold the door for me. I say thank you. I really get angry when people don't say thank you to me because I'm like, should throw you back and close the door in your face. But no, of course I gotta, you know, say my thank you to God, and because like and even putting religion aside, bro, like things happen to you that you still gotta be grateful, right? So who do you think? You know, to me, I always go God first because I believe that, like I said before, man, if God put it in front of you, God can take it away right in front of you. So
shit, I don't know about that.
no, because there has been things, bro, that like
Don't get too comfortable.
No, but it has been things though that I have, and then they go away. And
I know.
And like, why? And then
I know.
you know, so like it makes you think like
that's
it
funny.
makes you think why, but in reality, you can't really think why. You're never gonna know why. So
Chris is thinking he was trying to not laugh so hard.
what happened? What are you talking about?
Saying I know.
About what? What do you know?
About that feeling. He puts it in front of you and then he could take
Take
it
it
away.
away.
Right. So
And then you should have just seen his face. When you're watching the video, bro, just look at Chris's face.
nah, I mean it's
I'm sorry. I'm trying to control myself.
that's it, bro. Like you just gotta be. I'm always thankful, bro. And even when I get very very not depressed. Wow. When I get very angry at stuff, I automatically start thinking and being grateful.
Yeah. I'm sorry I was laughing. I was laughing at you. He made a face. That was funny. But
No, the only reason I made a face is because you're
He
talking about
contracted the
depression the whole
depression,
day.
yeah.
That's the only thing. I don't even know about the situation what you're talking about.
we'll
But
tell you after.
word, you don't have to. But
We definitely do.
to basically get a better understanding of your answer,
Mm-hmm.
you try to aim your gratification towards God first because you understand that the things that happen, you're grateful for them because you know they have a larger meaning. Or am I off on that?
Correct. I believe that whatever I get comes from heaven, bro. Whether and it sounds crazy because God is not gonna give you bad things.
Yeah.
God doesn't give you. That's not how it works. But what he does work on is working on your body, work on your character. So maybe he don't give you what you want, but there's a reason to that. Maybe he don't give you because if it was like God, I want $1 million, like he's not gonna throw me $1 million and you know what I mean. That's not how it works. Cause then that's not building no character. That's not how you like. If you have a child and your child's asking for an iPad and the child is 2 years old, you're not gonna just buy them an iPad and be like, here.
Some people do.
Some may, which is why
Some people do, and
That's why they come out messed up. Yeah.
you know that's the same reason as to why God doesn't work on your timing. It's on His timing. So, of course I thank God most of the time. Like even today, bro. Like I'll be real. Today I went to do a job and I couldn't get the job done, and I was like, bro, like why? And on my way, that was like God, like take. I put the whole situation in your hand. You know, you have control of this. I'm going in to do my thing, and if you do your thing, we both combine and stuff. You know what I mean? But I ended up not doing the job, and I caught myself beating myself up. Like if I'm with God, if I was praying on my way there, why could I not get the job done? I know God is with me, so why could I not finish the job?
To bigger meaning to something.
And those are questions that God is not gonna
give you the answer.
Kenny, this is what. Like that's not how. To me, at least, that's not how it works.
Yeah.
So
that would be helpful.
To ask you a question, I don't mean to interrupt you, so I just kind of want to get a quick understanding. So, in a situation like that, do you think that He would allow you for you to make for example, a better decision or a different route in that situation to change the outcome or what?
I'll give you a great example that I think you can understand better. I went to do a job. The one that said that the kitchen was unclogged.
Okay.
I went there. I did my thing, and the kitchen was still clogged. Right. I was there for like 2 hours. I was praying the whole time. I was, God, please take care of this. I ended up not being able to unclog it. I told the customer, look, I didn't do my job. I couldn't get this done for you. Of course, I'm not gonna charge you because I came and left the place just how I found it, so I can't charge you for nothing because I didn't do anything. So the customer, oh, whatever. And I was like, I can have another guy, send them over here so he can do this for you. Oh, that's fine, better. Boom. Next time guys come with experience, 20 plus year experience. What happened? The whole pipe just broke on him. You know what I mean? Things like that make you reflect and be like, wow. And that's just one little thing that make you understand as to why things will happen the way you. Because I could have made like $200 off that job, but if I really went hard and broke the whole thing, I was not gonna get $200. You know what I mean? It was all my. That's how
I get it.
That's how things work sometimes, man. It's not what you really want, and you gotta be real patient sometimes, bro.
You definitely do. That's something that he does, and I guess recently as well, I've been thinking about that. It's just no matter what you think is the best possible way, you have no control about it. You really do. The only thing you can control really is your actions and your mind. Those are the only things that you can really control out here. So just give up whatever you believe in, give your faith to that and let that happen. If it's the universe, God, whatever God it is that you do, you know, it could be different religions. It could be, you know, I don't know what people worship. Whatever you end up thinking controls the universe, just make sure that you have faith in whatever that is, and just control what you can control. Just let everything else go. There's nothing that you can do. There's no point of beating yourself up, like you said. But I guess, I mean, I've said this before, but the only way that I really see gratification being applied in my life is just as soon as I wake up, just be thankful for the day. I say it out loud, like, thank you for today. Thank you, God, for today. Like, you know, it doesn't
Most
have to
definitely.
be. It doesn't have to be God, but that's what I believe in. So I'll be like, okay, thank you, God, for today. Thank you for waking me up and giving me another chance at this. And then I want to see how good life can get. And then from there, you know, obviously
To
have
give you the
my
power.
morning routine, and that I already just wake up with that gratification, and just makes the day a lot better than just, you know, damn, I have to get up today. I
Yep.
have to do this. I have to do that. When you really do get to, like you said, you get to go. If you have to go do your take your car to the mechanic, you get to take your car to the mechanic. At least you
get
have
to
a
have
mechanic.
a car, man.
Yeah, at least
get to-
at least there's a mechanic that can fix your car, you know, and people take that for granted a lot with family. You know, I have to go take the kids to school or some shit like that. At least you have kids. There's people who are trying who don't have kids,
Or
so
school.
or that. But either way, just I feel like we should have hit on this earlier in the podcast, you know, because I don't think people really talk about gratification too much, but that's something definitely
It's a
that,
good topic,
that has
though.
to be brought to the
Maybe we can
limelight
make
a lot more.
maybe we can, you know, make
The
an
whole
about this.
episode. Yeah, I mean, I'm with it, but this has been a long episode. So if you're watching right now, we appreciate you for real, because damn, you were dedicated to this. But
I want to say a quick quote before we end up.
I don't have anything. I think we've talked a lot.
It's
so
not really a quote. It's something
say what
that
you
I
gotta say.
want to say. And it goes back to what I was saying earlier. If you really, it's very simple. I like to make things very simple. If you worry, or if you letting other people dictate your future by reading your palms or reading the cards, that automatically should tell you that you're not doing something right. Because if you're putting in, if you're working very hard, there's no way I can come in and tell you what your future is, because you putting in work, you putting in enough work to know what your future is gonna look like. So I can come into your life and be like, oh yeah, maybe you know what, maybe you're gonna be cutting hair in the barbershop. Like, no, bro, you be putting in work, you be doing this, you be doing stuff with the real estate. Like, yeah, I know what your future's gonna, I know what my future's gonna look like, and I will not let
Somebody else.
a complete stranger read something, bro. Like I said, bro, it don't matter if the sun rises from Jupiter, bro. None of that matters for
From
real,
the
bro.
southern horizon.
Yeah,
None of that matters, bro. Like,
Nah, I get it, bro, for
Yes,
sure.
as well, man. I mean,
Most
but-
definitely.
No, man, this has been episode 55 of Collective Podcast. Christopher, I appreciate you for pulling up.
It's
and
been a pleasure, man.
shout out to
having a good
Chris.
conversation, because this has been a very high level conversation, because people are just going to come in, and then, you know, people nowadays with the attention spans that they have, if it's not some nonsense
Yeah.
being talked about, and, you know, no, not to throw shade or anything, like, for example, like the Nelk Boys, they be talking about some stupid ass shit in their podcast. Like, I be watching it.
Yo, I
Like
was
the
gonna-
one with Elon Musk, bro. You know how many questions I would have asked him about just business and life in general, just to see what his.
But they do
his
it for
perspective.
entertainment, and
Yeah.
that just tells you that their fan base
You gotta think
is just a bunch
A
Yeah.
bunch of bots.
of.
It is.
Yeah.
I mean, like I'm saying, I respect it. I can't take away from it. It works. It definitely works. But I just want, I guess, you know, I'm not trying to push my narrative on people, but I want people to talk about the things that really matter in life instead of just random shit. Like, you know, when was the last time you fucked a bitch with one leg or some shit? Like, I don't
Most
know.
definitely. And I
Some
commend
nonsense.
you both for that, bro, for sure, because it takes a lot of focus and a good amount of mind power to be able
Appreciate that.
to direct your conversation, and words are truly powerful, like people have said on this podcast, and
Mhm.
you guys know that the way you set your mind is the way your path is going to be set, and
Fact.
and that's just that, man.
Yeah.
You guys are doing a great job.
Thank you. Appreciate you, man.
Thank
But,
you.
yeah, anything else y'all gotta say, man? I'm ready to go eat. That's really
I have
it.
to go home shower, bro. I stink.
I have to take a shower as well. Yeah, y'all heard that out here. I'm not cutting none of that shit out.
No, I do. On my
Straight
way
from the
here.
gym ski.
Nah, I can't shake for the gym, but
My
thank
way
y'all for
had to.
pulling
I
up.
had to come here windows down, bro.
Yeah.
I was gonna kill myself.
Yeah, I mean, this episode's gonna come out a little bit later because stuff just didn't align. A lot of things just happening this week, but we got it done, and it's probably gonna come out sometime this weekend. But we'll see what God has in store. But thank y'all for watching. Let's clock out, man. Clocked out. And what was the shit you always say?
Como dice ella mi ex, hasta aquí llegamos.
Wow. Vemos, Romo.
Thank you for having me.
Loco.
Shut up,
Yes,
baby.
sir, man.